Fox Deportes, the Big Ten Network, Speed, Fuel TV, FoxSports.com, Fox Soccer, FSN, and Fox Sports, the greatest collection of sports properties in the world.
We are Fox Sports!
Hey y'all, it's racing day, so light out here, I can't hear a thing. Man, the fans are going wild. And these drivers came to rock, and no place else but Fox knows how to do it NASCAR style.
Buggity, buggity, buggity! Let's go racing, boys!
Hey now, here we go, race day. Don't you be going slow. Keep that pedal down on the floor. Push it to the crowd, can't take no more. Big hair since the flag came down. Be here to the last lap around. Worked all week, it's time to play. Gonna get a little bit sideways. Hair since the flag came down. Be here to the last lap around. Worked all week, it's time to play. Gonna get a little bit sideways.
It is large. It is mysterious. Talladega, destination, the finish line in a journey of 500 miles. Time for the NASCAR on Fox pre-race show, delivered by Pizza Hut. Between Atlanta and Birmingham, people gathering to see the best drivers go at it while trying to avoid the big wreck. It's more than a race. It's a happening, and you'll have a front row seat for a scene that you just won't want to miss. Sunny in the 70s, and just a slight wind as we're down on the track in the middle of it all. Hi, I'm Chris Myers. It's where America gathers every weekend for NASCAR and Talladega, one of the classic stops. And, of course, Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Hammond, and a lot of fans from the great state of Alabama, home of college football's #1 team the last 2 years.
Yeah, you know what? This is a red letter day on these guys' calendar. Talladega is a holiday down here, baby.
The party continues, and we're kind of right where the action is going to pick up once the cars start rolling.
Chris, we're about 200 yards short of the start-finish line, and this is where this pass, whoever winds up winning today, it'll start right about here.
All right, so, Darrell, we all know about how exciting a race at Talladega, but why is this year's Talladega different?
Well, it's a different style of racing. We're seeing these two-car drafts, and everybody's kind of trying to embrace it, trying to figure it out. We got drivers talking on the radios like it's air traffic control. It's just different, but it's exciting different. The races we've seen here so far yesterday, unbelievable finishes. So this is my kind of racing right here.
This place right here is edgy, Chris. I don't care what you say. When you come down here, you never know what's going to happen. And the other thing about it is very unforgiving. If you don't believe me, ask guys like Carl Edwards. He knows all about it.
A record number of lead changes last year, 88. We also had what was a triple overtime, a green-white checker finish. To today's headlines, and Saturday's finish was crazy. A record 56 lead changes, 31 cars involved in a wreck. Kyle Busch the winner. Trevor Bayne this week hospitalized. It was an insect bite. He says he's okay and good to go. The Daytona 500 winner hopes to do well today. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wants to get it going. That winless streak has hit 100. He's 6th in points currently. Likes his chances. He's won here 5 times. And Jr. and his 3 Hendrick teammates, they swept the top 4 starting positions for today's race. Mark Martin in the 3rd spot. Jimmie Johnson starts on the front row with the pole sitter Jeff Gordon. Only the 3rd time in history that we have had something like that happen. And, you know, Jamie McMurray said, hey, it doesn't matter where you start in this race, it's where you finish.
No, you're right about that. This place right here, because of the way everything's coming and going, you'll see guys that start 43rd, they'll be leading this race in 4 or 5 laps. So it doesn't matter where you start, but you've got to first finish. And you talk about starting on the pole. The last time a guy won a race here was back in 2007. It was Jeff Gordon who did it from the pole.
You know, and Darrell, moments ago, the drivers' meeting where they all gather with NASCAR officials, they go over rules. It happens before every race, but here it always seems a little more intense.
Yeah, well, that's the key word, intense, because what happens here at this racetrack, first thing they got to discuss is the yellow line. You can't pass, go below it, and that always, a lot of questions about.
It's like an out of bounds.
You know, what are we going to do? Wheels on the line, how much are you going to give us? What do we got to do? So that's a big thing, but the intensity here, you got to respect the other guy. You got to cut him some slack. And that, they'll go over that a lot. The drivers will say, yeah, right, we will if we can.
Well, I think the other thing is, don't forget, Darryl, as they always tell the guys, especially the crew chiefs, is remember, the drivers drive the cars, not the spotters and not the crew chiefs. But this time, well, you may have a co-pilot because of the communication factor that's going on driver to driver. It's going to be real interesting today.
There's a lot of things in the driver's head here, more than any place else. Matter of fact, I've seen things happen down the straightaway, and I think I know why.
And I want you to explain that. We're going to take a closer look at the radio chatter and what we should be calling that. Talladega, the longest track in NASCAR, 2.66 miles. And our team of pit reporters has every inch of it covered. So let's head down and see what they'll be working on through today's show. And we start with Steve Burns. Steve, what do you got for us?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s winless streak is at 100 races, but there's lots of reason for optimism in that camp. He's won here 5 times. We'll talk to him coming up.
Jimmie Johnson has won the championship 5 times. I'll ask him what his plan is to win the race today.
The Yankees have Mariano Rivera. NASCAR has Kevin Harvick. He won this race last year on a last lap pass. What does he have in store today? I'll talk to the closer.
Blind 2-car drafting at 200 miles an hour. That's how Jeff Gordon describes racing here at Talladega. I'll talk to Super G about his chances for a 13th restrictor plate victory. Chris?
All right, it was hard to hear what the pit reporters were saying because we got the pre-race activities. Yeah, oh, the Tiger.
Love that Tiger.
The Auburn Tiger is
He's here.
And we will have a special guest present Gas and Go questions later. It's 188 laps around this place. Here's what's around the turn, and we're just cranking up live in Talladega. You saw it in Daytona. You're going to see and hear more of it today. It's 2-driver tango. What would you call it? And what would Darryl name it? We'll explore. We met up with a wild thing, Kyle Busch. See what he had to say about life, marriage, and yeah, he talked a little racing as well. Nobody can forget Carl Edwards, that other famous flip. It was a few years ago here at Talladega. He'll be with us on the set with the crowd, and we sent our investigative reporter back into the infield to spend 24 hours at Talladega. He survived it, and he'll tell you all about it. You won't want to miss that. Before Darryl and Jeff go to the royal wedding, they'll have a little gas and go with us in a bit. NASCAR on Fox pre-race show is delivered by Pizza Hut. Don't wait for the last lap. Order now to get your favorite pizzas at low prices.
From the brightest day to the blackest night, the speed's cranked up to the people's delight.
Oh, trouble on the back, guys.
He proved to be the master of the night. His name is Matt Kenseth, and last week he was faster than a speeding bullet.
We're back live at Talladega. NASCAR's comic strip always providing entertainment. And joining us on our pre-race show delivered by Pizza Hut, he is the points leader, the driver of the 99 Ford. Let's hear it for Carl Edwards, ladies and gentlemen.
We brought these folks in just for you.
They're great. They've got a lot of energy.
Back here.
And we know you have a lot of energy. Carl, just how do you handle all the radio communication? We know from Daytona what you're going to apply here. Do you know who you're drafting with? Is that strategy all over the place?
I don't know who I'm drafting with yet. And I've listened to everybody's opinions on it, and everybody's got different strategies. Some guys don't have many guys on the radio. I've got a ton of guys. Yeah. And the way I look at it is that these guys up on the top of the racetrack are professionals. My spotter, Jason Hedleski, I feel comfortable with him. I feel comfortable with all the other guys up there. So I'm going to tune to the guy's radio in front of me. I'm going to listen to what he has to say, and I think that'll make us be able to work better.
I know you're a tough guy. Do you like getting pushed around out there?
I like doing the pushing, because I feel like when you're getting pushed, if that guy doesn't realize that you're a little loose or something, you're in a really dangerous spot. But being the guy who's pushing, you're really in control of the situation, so there's a lot more stress. You got to make sure that guy doesn't mind keying that mic up and saying, hey, back off right away. And that's what Trevor and I had going yesterday.
Carl, you come in here leading the points, and you know how much Talladega can be a wild card race. We've seen you get yourself in some bad situations here. How are you going to race today?
Like that situation right there?
Yeah.
How many times have you seen that?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that was ugly.
That's my favorite part, though. At least after it was over with, you got out and you could still walk, and you ran across the start line. That was great.
I was glad I could. And Blake Bobbitt, the young lady, was in the grandstand. She was here yesterday, so she's been
doing
supporting
well.
us. Yep.
That's good.
I don't know how I'm going to approach this thing. I think what I'm going to do is make sure, just like you said earlier in the show, I'm going to make sure I'm there at the end. If you're not there at the end, I mean, you've got nothing. If you saw what happened yesterday, I mean, the amount of things that happened in the last 2 laps, if you're just there and you can be a part of it, you got a shot to win.
Carl, if you looked around and you said, drivers are bad to say this, I'm never going to race with that guy again. I'm never going to help that guy again. I'm never going to do this. What about late in the race, you look in your mirror and some of those nevers are behind you? Will you help them, work with them?
Wasn't you said earlier, you're not getting married to them.
That's right.
You're just dating them for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. I will work with any guy out there. If it's one of those deals where it's like all of a sudden, if he's got the car that's fast and you're lining up behind him, it's like, hey, that's my new best friend right there. So
even if it's Kyle Busch, hey, take us through it. We could show people all that you have to do driving the car at high speeds, but the buttons. So you have to actually change to hear the radio. Is that something that could be distracting? And how do you handle that?
Well, yeah, they have a much better button setup than I do. My riding is very small, and it's on my dash. I reach down there, and I don't have a switch like that. What I've got is my regular radio switch. You know, it has 15 or 18 channels. I've got a little tape that says which guy's on which channel, and then I have a switch that goes to that radio. So I keep my one radio on my frequency, and I switch to another one.
From saying that, what about yesterday's racing? You mentioned the last few laps. Did you learn anything yesterday that may help you today? I mean, did you get any kind of rhythm going or things that you possibly wouldn't have done if you hadn't learned it yesterday?
I got my lucky coin with me today.
I hear you.
I learned that it doesn't really matter what happens until that white flag flies and you know guys are all going to the checkered. That's what makes the difference, and I think that's what makes this place. That's why these fans are so excited. And that's why us drivers are so nervous. There's nothing you can really do except for make sure you're there at the end.
I just observed yesterday, it seemed like trouble happens down the straightaway. Switching those radios around, is that someplace where you would maybe think I can do it here and be safe and it gets you in trouble?
I didn't switch the radio, I don't think, one time under green. I tried to do it, predicting who I was going to work with under yellow. I think anytime you take your eyes off the road, it's like texting while you're driving or something.
Yeah,
it's not good to do.
Bad news.
So you look up and everything's changed, and so I think that's part of the reason you'll see, like me with my Aflac car, Trevor, maybe Marcus Ambrose, my teammates, we're all going to kind of decide before we get going in green.
Hey, well, good luck. We'll watch you in driver introductions. That's always fun when you kind of get to wave to the crowd. And thanks for coming by. We really appreciate it. Good luck hanging out at that points lead, too.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have an exciting day up here. I know we're going to have an exciting day in the car.
All right, Carl Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. We'll watch for him in the 99 Ford. Meanwhile, on the front row is Jeff Gordon alongside his Jimmie Johnson, the Dominator, his 5 straight championships. But Jimmie's a guy who hasn't done so well here lately. Let's check in with him. He's standing by with our Dick Berggren. Dick?
5-time champion Jimmie Johnson has won here. He's also crashed hard here. What's your plan to win the race today?
We want to win this thing. I can promise you that. I've got a great teammate with the 88. We're going to work awesome together today. We've worked on some strategy, and we'll see how that strategy plays out. But at the end of the day, we're committed to one another, and we're going to make sure that those 2 cars are up front at the end. I would anticipate the same out of the 24 and the 5, and we want a Hendrick car to win, and I certainly want my 48 car to be that car. My Lowe's team has been working very hard to give me a fast Chevy. I've got one, and my other 3 teammates do as well. So let's go racing. I'm fired up for it, and also want to send out my thoughts and prayers to everyone impacted by the storms that have moved through. I know there's a Lowe's store that was severely damaged and a lot of people suffering today. So my thoughts and prayers with everyone.
And car at number 88 is Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, and thanks, Dick. And Jimmie didn't even finish the race here last year. How about, I know that you could start in the back of the pack and win, but having all 4 teammates up front, as the Hendrick group does, how can you set the tone early in a race like this?
Because all of that guys got to do is just basically hook up with one another and go ahead and get themselves out front, because Darrell will tell you real quick, the best place to be at Talladega is out front. So starting up there, take advantage of it.
It's ironic how they lined up, because Jeff worked with Mark Martin. Jimmie Johnson worked with Dale Jr., and they're lined up that way. That's going to be interesting to see if they can parlay that into anything good all day long.
And it was fun that Carl said, hey, I'll work with anybody, enemies, friends, whoever it takes, who's ever fast. All right, coming up, we're live here at Talladega. A lot more to go. We'll hear from some more drivers, and also Darrell wants to come up with an official name for that 2-driver racing. What would you call it? The name game continues. This is NASCAR on Fox, delivered by Pizza Hut live from Talladega. We're glad you're with us. Texas. NASCAR on Fox, our pre-race show from Talladega, and there is the Daytona 500 winner, Trevor Bayne, in the 21 car. The 20-year-old, some of the other drivers, hey, the closer. Look out, it doesn't matter where he starts, he'll be finishing fast. And we are delivered by Pizza Hut. You know, this week, Bayne ran out of gas when he was driving on the I-77 in North Carolina. He hopes that fuel mileage isn't an issue for him today. Talladega, a superspeedway like Daytona. So that means you'll see and hear drivers busy talking on the radio to people that they normally wouldn't talk to. That makes for stimulating talk radio at nearly 200 miles an hour.
Think, Juan, you want me to get in front of you or are you in front of me?
Whatever you want.
You're going to push for me.
I don't care. We've been planning the same thing for a week. Let's just stick to the plan and see what happens.
Hey, Jamie, it's Kyle. You're going to have to be careful pushing me because I got too much bear bond on. 10-4, I'll be careful.
Jamie, we got to go get the 42.
Kyle, I got to go back and get Juan. We had a deal earlier, okay? Yeah, 10-4.
You got me, Trevor?
Yeah, who's this?
Carl. You want me to push you?
Better as a pusher, but if you want to, we can do it.
No, it's fine. Push that 6 then. I'll figure something else out. Kyle, it's Carl. You got anybody work with you?
Yeah, I think the 21's good.
Okay. I thought he was going with the 6. I just talked to him, but whatever. If you guys work together, that's fine.
Carl, is that you?
I got you.
All right, I'm going to be with you here. Just going to push easy, Carl.
You got the right idea. I think we can catch them at any time.
Hey, 22, this is 18. We got to work together. Ain't that a shame? I'll buy an ice cream afterwards. You just want to do the spot, like I'll be pushing you, and you just kind of drive us through. And yeah, 10-4. As soon as we hook up, we just got to get the hell out of here. It's green, white, checker.
Unbelievable! 20-year-old Trevor Bayne.
You are the man. Are you kidding me? What?
It really was breakthrough racing and entertaining for everybody to watch and listen. At one point, Jeff, one of the drivers said during Daytona, "Who am I talking to?" I mean, he didn't know what was going on.
Sometimes it gets so confusing, but the thing that amazed me is drivers normally do not talk very nice to their crews or their spotters, and here they are, they're being nice to one another. That just kind of blows my mind.
Well, it's fun to listen to. I mean, I love the sense of humor of the drivers when they're out there doing 200 miles an hour. But let me tell you, you will get aggravated after a while. And you get confused. You'll get on the wrong channel, you'll be talking to the wrong guy, and pretty soon you're going to say, guys, leave me alone and let me drive my race car.
And, you know,
never would have worked with him.
Scientists have proven here that there's no such thing as multitasking. The brain can only do one thing at a time. If you're doing more than that, then you're switching back and forth. So that, no, don't worry about him.
Yeah,
but that could create more danger in an already difficult situation.
Think about that.
Yeah, well, he's one of those guys, I guarantee you.
All right, well, no matter what you call it, people would like to label it something, this driver to driver, two-car, whatever, you're two-driver, whatever you want to call it.
I've been on Twitter, I've been on Facebook, I've been on YouTube, I've been everywhere asking fans, help me name this thing. Let's give it a clever name, something that'll do it justice. I even asked the drivers what they thought. Hey folks, DW here in my race control, and I got something I just can't get off my mind. You know, this year in Daytona, we saw a new form of racing. I just don't know what to call it. Maybe double your pleasure. That's a fine, maybe that could be a pretty good one. But I think this is my favorite, and this nails it. Dancing with the cars. I like that. I'm having trouble, so I went down and asked some of my driver buddies to help me out.
It should be called tag team racing.
Tag team racing. Not bad, Trevor.
I think we should call it trailer racing.
Trailer racing? I'm not sure about that one, Kevin.
I reckon it should be called the two-car tango.
That's right, Marcos. We all know it takes two to tango.
Why can't we just call it racing? Everything's got acronyms like LOL or OMG. I mean, this is 2CP, two-car pack. It's that easy.
2CP. Yes, sir, Kurt. We'll try that.
You always say boogity, boogity, boogity 3 times, so being this involves 2 cars, just say it twice. Boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
I knew I liked that, boy. Boogity, boogity. I like that. No matter what you name it, it has created some interesting racing. Plenty of lead changes, plenty of passes, and a whole new strategy. And of course, it involves one of my favorites, co-opetition.
Co-opetition. I guess so. We'll take it. Is that term even in the dictionary?
So no matter what you call it, it looks to me like it's here to stay. So it takes 2 to tango.
2 to tango, 2 to really get the feeling of romance.
You know, the thing is, if you could sing the way you're trying to dance, maybe you'd qualify for American Idol.
I bet you hope you can move that good when you're my age. Hey, never mind, you can't move that good now.
The one thing I didn't hear, drivers did call it Noah's Ark Racing 2x2, which is I kind of like the Kurt Busch breaking it down 2CP. That was
I heard pod, two peas in a pod, 3 cars would be a tripod. I don't know. I heard all kind of things.
But we're going to see a lot more of that today. And since we first saw it at Daytona, what do you think drivers have learned or will take from that they will apply in this race?
A lot. I mean, again, once you do something, you start to perfect it. And these guys have really worked on the exchange, Chris, more than anything else. The guys who've been able to stay up front and lay down the fastest speeds, you can't stay hooked up permanently. You have to swap out and cool the cars down. The guys who figured out how to do this, like the 24 and the 5, that's the ones you got to watch for.
It'll be more exciting here. The reason being, it's a much wider racetrack, and you can get 2 and 3 wide here without any problem at all. You can make that switch without any problem at all. It'll be a lot smoother here. It'll be a lot better.
And you can get the cars tangled up. We've once had a 27-car wreck here at Talladega. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kevin Harvick, they do not share the same outlook on Talladega 2011. Harvick, the closer, he enjoys this style of racing. He'll push and shove. Jr. calls this type of racing a mess, and he wants it to go away fast. Their views are different, but the word fast describes both here at Talladega.
Better not take their eye off Kevin Harvick. Mr. Where the heck did he come from? And here comes Kevin Harvick, the closer. Here comes Harvick. Here they come. Harvick! It's Harvick! Harvick's the best closer in the business.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
He is still the Pied Piper here.
Junior Nation comes to life. This is what they came to see.
The house the Earnhardts built.
Well, Dale Jr., we just heard from Jimmie Johnson earlier, and he said he's going to work with you. I know this kind of racing isn't your favorite, but how do you figure out how to get to that checkered flag?
Well, you just push somebody until the end of the race. Hopefully you're leading. I don't know. There ain't much else to it, I guess. You just push and push and push.
You're pretty optimistic about how good your race car is. Your team is off to a good start.
Well, if you watch that nationwide race yesterday, it don't matter how good a car you got. You just got to know what you're doing.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
California, Martinsville, this race last year. I want to know, Kevin, how much satisfaction do you get snatching wins from these guys in the closing laps?
Well, we've had definitely a fun time of it, to say the least. Anytime you can win in this division, you feel like you've done something. So we're going to take care of our Budweiser Chevy in the first part of this race. Not really exactly what I want to do, but got to do what you got to do to be around at the end.
When you say take care of it, obviously qualifying didn't go well. You guys start 38th, but this is a place of self-preservation. And you said it's okay as long as you're comfortable. What do you mean by that?
Well, for me, that was just part of our plan. We didn't want to be up in the middle of the pack. We didn't even really do anything for qualifying. We just left it in race trim and wanted to be back there. So, you just have to preserve the bumpers. If you don't have a back bumper, you can't race. If you have bare bond all over the back bumper, you're not as easy to push. So there's just a lot of things that come into factor into being able to push and shove in this 2-car thing. So not the way we want to race, but we will race at the end and hopefully keep ourselves around for the end.
Last year he said it timed out as if he had written it down on paper. He'll be a closer today.
Thanks, Krista. And he practiced that last lap maneuver that worked on McMurray. We may see that 3 of the last 5 races here at Talladega have been decided by that last lap pass. But let's go back to Junior, because Harvick's on a roll. Junior, not so much. He said in a Maxim magazine article not too long ago that he bought a golf simulator for his home, and he joked that now he has 2 expensive hobbies that he's not very good at.
No, but here's what he does have also. He only has one win in the last 177 races. I heard him say yesterday, Chris, in an interview, I got to win one for my fans. Yeah. These people, this place is full today of
This
Dale
is his
Earnhardt
turf,
Jr.
right?
This is home for him. And to win here today would just be unbelievable for him and his fans and this sport.
Well, the thing is right now, when you talk to Kevin Harvick, he says he's got a plan about starting in the back. I look and I see around him, you got Kyle Busch and Tony Stewart very close to him. Don't be surprised you don't see these guys hook up, stay at the back, but at least stay in contact with that lead pack so they don't go a lap down.
Yeah, Junior didn't seem so thrilled, but earlier Jimmie Johnson indicated he would be teaming up with Junior, so we'll see how the Hendrick teammates, how far they can stay together. All right, we have a lot more to go. Coming up, 24 hours of Talladega. It's what happens when you combine Survivor and Jersey Shore. We sent Chris Beasy in the middle of it all, and he'll tell us about it live in just a moment. NASCAR on Fox pre-race show delivered by Pizza Hut is sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Glad you're spending your Sunday afternoon with us. This is Talladega Superspeedway. It was once a soybean field, and back World War II, they used runways, aircraft here to practice. As Kyle Busch starting back of the pack, and we'll be talking with him as Darrell Waltrip sits down to chat. And there's your pole sitter, Jeff Gordon, who's won here 6 times. Well, the infield at Talladega has always been a subject of myth and legend, and it's a tradition for fans from all over to kind of meet and mingle in a racing version of Woodstock. Let's check in with our special correspondent. We call him Peasy. He's enjoying what has become a Mardi Gras on wheels. Peasy, thanks for coming on with us. By the way, where the heck are you right now?
Guys, I'm down here in the thick of it in the infield with all the fans here in Talladega. Let me tell you, we did it all last night. I ate a lot of food, of course. I went to the awesome Gretchen Wilson concert presented by Pizza Hut, and I just partied with the infield folk down here in Talladega. And let me tell you, I was out here for 24 hours, and here's 2 minutes that we can actually show you on network TV.
I've always wanted to do this.
Let's eat! They have my favorite food group, fried. Fried scallops, fried onions, French fries, and the best, fried corn. Which is a vegetable.
That's an alligator.
I've never had any other catfish, but it is the best catfish I've ever eaten.
I don't know what that is, but it's delicious.
What's your name, sir? Ricky. What's your name, sir?
Bobby. That just happened.
This guy's not just wearing a tuxedo shirt because he likes it. Why are you wearing this shirt?
Because I got married at the Talladega infield.
You just got married here? Now, I've seen the greatest love story ever told, but this needs to be a movie. All right, the sun is down and the moon is full, and I've been told that this is when the real action starts. As we say at NASCAR on Fox, let's crank it up! So you guys really know how to have a good time here, huh?
Sir, checkmate, Peasy.
May I? I'm here with Harold from Birmingham, Alabama. Harold, this is one impressive piece of machinery. What do you call it?
The Smokinator.
I love it. When's dinner?
Right now.
I'm eating.
I better put some more rib on.
What? We're backstage, Talladega infield, with the featured talent for tonight, Miss Gretchen Wilson. How are you, Gretchen?
Fabulous.
You may not be ready to go on stage, so I thought I could help you warm up a little bit. Me, 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 me.
No, 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 no.
All right, this is amazing. I have finally seen it all. A Marcus Ambrose fan. Who? What? I loved you on Dukes of Hazzard. Oh. I really hope there's some hot water because I feel dirty after that. Hello, sir. Hey, guys, as you can see, it got a little dirty down here, but it was awesome. And next year, I want you 3 to come with me.
We don't have to shower with you.
Not necessarily me, but
Wilson
get
said.
crazy now.
No,
right. You can
give it a shot.
You can see more of Peasy on Cubed at foxsports.com as well as on the Fuel Network. And you've roamed the area before. It's really kind of fun.
It is. It's a culture. The people that come to these races, and particularly Talladega, they live it, they breathe it, they love it. It's a culture.
Well, you got to understand sometimes they do things when it rains called mud bogging. It's when you take our personal vehicles and they run it through all the mud puddles and the big trenches around here. It's pretty exciting. Kind of dangerous.
Can I wear my coat and tie when I do that?
Well, you were doing that last night when you were practicing your comedy act over there.
Mess up your hair.
All right, let's. Somebody also has pretty good hair. Not Matt Yoakum. It's Jeff Gordon, the pole sitter. Let's check in with Matt, who's with Jeff.
Jeff Gordon chases his 20th career victory from the pole, and Jeff, with so many different storylines, the tandem racing, the driver-to-driver communication, will today be even more of a thinking man's race?
Definitely, you know, these restrictor plate tracks always are, but I think even more so now. You're watching your gauges, your mirror, you're looking at, or you're listening to your spotter, you're trying to stay connected to the guy in front of you. There's a lot of things going on. Try not to get disconnected, a lot going on, so it's definitely going to be an exhausting race mentally, and we'll see how our drive-in Hunger Chevrolet does. Car's really strong. We've got a great teammate behind us and 2 outside of us, so we're going to try to hook up with them and make the most of it. But as we learned yesterday and at Daytona, you got to survive. You got to be there at the end, so we're going to do our best to be there.
A win today will tie him with Darrell Waltrip and Cale Yarborough. 84 wins, 3rd on the all-time list. Chris?
All right, thanks, Matt. And Jeff with his daughter, anxious to get in the car as driver introductions continue. We'll have more than 100,000 fans, sun-soaked, for 500 miles of exciting racing at Talladega. Coming up, Darrell gets in the mind of Kyle Busch and a TV game show breaks out. It'll all make sense if you stay with us, and I hope you will.
Hey y'all, it's Miss Sprint Cup Paige Duke here at Talladega Superspeedway. Or if you ain't first, you're last. Shake and bake, baby. Did you know you can bring your old wireless phones, regardless of carrier, to the track each weekend and recycle them with us at the Sprint Experience? If you're not able to make it out to the track, you can also bring your old wireless devices to your local Sprint store. Let's all do our part to help the environment. We are the fans' friend on the inside. Make sure you follow us on Facebook.com/MissSprintCup and Twitter.com/MissSprintCup for all the behind-the-scenes action. Send me a tweet or write on our Facebook wall. Let me know you saw me today. And enjoy today's race. Live from Talladega, only on Fox. And I'll see you guys later in Victory Lane.
Las Vegas, Nevada, Kyle Busch. And the fans, there were a smattering of boos for Kyle Busch, who was introduced here and always plays to the crowd. Remember, won here on Saturday as well. Kyle Busch won this race back in 2008. He's working on that first ever Cup championship, and he hopes to shed the label of Rowdy Busch, maybe even Wild Thing. And there have been drivers who have called him a lot worse, and he seems to let it just roll right off his back. And Darrell, you actually once, it was a compliment, said that Kyle could go 3 wide all by himself.
Yeah, he can go here, and quicker than anybody I've ever seen. But I gave him some good advice. I said, you want to turn those boos around? Push that 88 to victory on Sunday, and you'll get a lot of cheers the next week. But he didn't buy into that. So I got into his head about a few other things.
Well, first off, thanks for coming out this morning. I heard you're in the coach lot. I'm over here in the trailer park. Got my grill out, getting ready for the weekend.
I would appreciate some lunch maybe later on today.
We'll make you a hamburger here for you. I'll get Jimbo to make you a hamburger. You should be pretty happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, things have been going really well this year. You know, with the way that we've been able to run competitively each and every week, you know, we've been in the top 5, we've been in the top 10.
On the other hand, your teammates, man, they are struggling. A coach reminds me a lot of maybe Rick Hendrick. Doesn't make any moves, doesn't make any rash, kind of methodically works through. He wouldn't come in and shake things up, would he?
He ain't touching the 18 car, I know that.
You went out and you built a beautiful facility for your truck team. Do you think as an owner, or do you think as a driver?
I typically just think as a driver, you know.
You don't think about tires and fenders and motors and what ifs and...
You know, knock on wood, I haven't torn up much of my truck stuff, but you know, whenever I'm watching somebody else drive the truck and I see him fence it or I see him wreck it, I'm like, oh, no.
If I recall last year, at the beginning of the year, you made this big, bold statement that you're going to see the new Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
Best I remember, it lasted about a week. But this year, certainly...
I've lasted more than a week?
But you're doing better this year.
Well, I think a lot of change probably is just come through Samantha and what she's been able to do for me, and being able to get married in the off season and having the time together that we've had, and to be able to live our life the way we want to live our life instead of the way people want us to live our life.
I know she's having an influence on you because they had a truck race at Darlington, and you let someone else drive your truck and win, for heaven's sake.
Yeah. We went to Cancun, Mexico for a vacation. It was neat the way that we just kind of got away and we were able to do our own deal. And yeah, we sat down and we turned the race on. I didn't even know we had speed channels. So we found it and they're talking to us in Spanish and, you know, Senor Casey Kane. And it was really funny. So we started tweeting that we were watching it, but we couldn't understand a word about it.
You've been married, what now, about 6 months?
Yep.
Should know each other pretty well by now, right?
I would imagine so.
What if we brought her in and just asked her a few questions?
Not a problem.
You don't mind?
No.
You okay?
Yeah, sure. I didn't see you looking at it, so I knew.
All right, here we go. What one thing does Samantha have too much of?
This is easy.
one thing.
One thing she has too much of.
It's got to be shoes.
Oh, that's across the board, yeah.
I love my shoes.
Yeah. What was the menu for the first meal that Samantha ever cooked for you?
I don't know. I'd say some Italian dish concoction thing.
You forgot just one part of it.
Something Italian, and I probably burnt it.
In the beginning, I wasn't the world's best cook. I'm good now.
What does Samantha nag you about the most?
When Samantha's talking, sometimes I'm just not quite listening, maybe.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I think he took my quote from this morning.
He hears me,
but he doesn't listen to me.
Ah.
All the time.
I got good news and bad news. I've been married 41 years. My wife would probably say the same thing.
Doesn't get any better?
For the extended interview with Kyle, you can go to foxsports.com. You know, he won Saturday's race, and that's a race that had, 31 cars, I think, were involved in wrecks in that race.
Yeah, it was, and his car was actually damaged. He was going to take it to the garage, but in that interview, when Samantha sat down, he just lit up. And she has made a huge difference in his life. And another guy that has too, and you would expect, is Joe Gibbs. He really listens to what Joe has to say, takes it to heart. Kyle Busch is new this year. That is a different guy than I've talked to in the past.
And the thing is, Chris, about Kyle Busch right now, because of those two things, you see him a lot calmer, but at the same time, he still can just get the job done behind the wheel. He's now a championship caliber driver.
And he's led the last 7 Talladega races. So let's check our Pizza Hut standings here on the Pizza Hut pre-race show. And after last week at Texas, Jeff Hammond, representing the Hollywood Hotel, is on top. Larry McReynolds, a small lead over DW. Mike Joy, not exactly an award-winning selection process so far. And the fans hang in there. So let's go up to the booth and hear what Larry and Mike are thinking. We kid because we care.
Well, it takes 2 cars to run up front at Talladega, so you need 2 picks. My winning pick, Clint Boyer, and my first-time surprise winner pick, Paul Menard.
When I woke up this morning, all I could hear was the word Junior. Junior. I think is this where it ends. 100-race winning streak. Dale Earnhardt Jr. goes to victory lane. Talladega is known for first-time winners. My dark horse pick, David Reagan.
Well, Larry, I think you've got to have a thinking man behind the wheel to be able to win this race. He's already said that in his interview earlier. I'm going with Jeff Gordon, who's won here before. My dark horse, the 42 Juan Pablo Montoya.
I just hope when the day is over with, we say, where'd he come from? That's my guy. And the dark horse, and he's not really a dark horse, Jamie McMurray. I like Jamie McMurray here.
All right, log on to foxsports.com/Pizza Hut. You can vote for the driver you think will win, and you'll have a chance to win a trip to next year's Daytona 500. And watch for updates during our race today. See who won the vote for the fan favorite Pizza Hut driver. We're glad you're with us. NASCAR on Fox continues with a little gas and go as we continue from Talladega, a place where we're always up for adventure.
This is Talladega, where anything can happen.
That's what this place is all about.
188 laps of holding your breath. Avoid the big one. This place is dangerous.
You know this race is going to be full of tension.
Here we go. Oh, trouble hard in the wall. Upside down. Going to the outside. Is Edwards going? Oh, no. He turns it. No. It is on.
NASCAR on Fox pre-race show is delivered by Pizza Hut. Don't wait for the last lap. Order now to get your favorite pizzas at low prices.
It's time to start another season of NASCAR on Fox. We pay tribute to the man in black, Dale Earnhardt.
So far this season's been full of surprises.
Happy birthday, Trevor Bayne! You know who's going to win this race? That 29 car.
Johnson can't get there. Harvick wins it. Junior gets the lead. Harvick is there. He gets underneath, and there it is.
Got him.
The closer. 2 weeks in a row.
I'm not so sure this isn't going to get ugly.
Trouble turn 3. What a hit.
Oh, no, another one. Car in the wall hard.
Well, that might be the hardest hit I've ever seen at this small a racetrack. What a night for Kenseth.
Welcome back. Awesome job.
It's about time. Here comes Carl.
Sweep it again, baby. Sweep it again.
I wonder what we're in store for next.
So far, so great, and our year of NASCAR on Fox continuing now from Talladega, where fans are engaged, waiting for either the big crash, a spectacular finish, and overnight activity. Hey, look, Michael Waltrip driving the 15 car. He's got the paint scheme that honors Auburn University's BCS football championship, and of course Alabama, the championship the year before. And speaking of Auburn, their award-winning head coach,
that's right,
Gene Chizik is here.
All right, brother. Way to go, coach. Yes,
hey, gang. Grand Marshal, how are you, coach? Oh, and how are you, sir? Well, thank you. First, he's got our Gas-A-Go questions. Cam Newton, if he were a driver, what kind of driver would he be?
He'd be the best in the business, no question.
You think he'll go #1 to those Carolina Panthers?
Well, you know what? You never know how it's going to happen, but my best guess is he'll be #1.
And you have the great honor of saying start your engine, so I know you've handled pressure before, but thanks for coming out for the questions. Enjoy the race.
Hey, this has been a great day. I appreciate you guys. Been great. War Eagle.
All right, Auburn #1 of the spring. Thank you, Coach Gene Chizik with us. And let's get to the Gas-A-Go questions and the Tiger. All right, you guys are on the clock.
I want to go with the coach.
Daryl, he still looks like he could be a player. He looks
sharp.
Yeah. All right,
pretty good.
Should fans expect Trevor Bayne to have a Daytona-like run today since he won the 500?
You know what? I do. His car's running great, and you heard every driver that went out to practice, they wanted to run with Trevor Bayne. He is such a great pusher, and you never know what could happen. Somebody might push him to victory today.
I agree with Daryl.
All right.
I really do.
And the crowd dissipating because we're going to have to move in a few moments when the cars start
racing. Yeah, they're going to be coming right
there. Yeah. All right, for you, Daryl, Martin Truex Jr., the last 2 races, and we've witnessed some tough crashes in each of those. He's walked away, but here where you have the big one, is that on a guy's mind before he revs up?
Chris, you couldn't come to a worse place. I mean, you just come off of 2 big hits, and West Place is known for the big one, and we don't make that up. So, yeah, I'd be dreading this race today if I were him.
All right, Jeff, Gordon, Kenseth, they both have broken career-long streaks. It was 66 for Jeff Gordon, 76 for Matt Kenseth. Who will be next? Aside from Earnhardt Jr., we have Jeff Burton at 84, and there are some others.
It's an easy one right there, folks. Dale Jr. in the 88 car, I believe this is one of his best opportunities to break that streak that Daryl was talking about, 1 for 177.
All right, Daryl, for you, who has the best chance to win their first career race today? We know first-timers. We've seen it on this kind of track. Just a few names: David Reagan, Paul Menard, Regan Smith would be at the top of the list.
Those are all 3 good ones, but you got to believe the way that David Reagan ran at Daytona. If he hadn't made that mistake on that last restart, he would have taken it to victory lane. Paul Menard's another good choice, too, but those 2 guys, one of those 2.
I like Paul Menard.
All right, you weren't included in that question, but we'll take your answer. Jeff, the last 3 years, the championship runner-up, just an interesting fact, has failed to win a single race the next season. We had it with Gordon, we had it with Carl Edwards, Mark Martin last year. Could that happen to Denny Hamlin this year?
I don't believe so, Chris. I really think that Denny Hamlin and Mike Ford will turn this thing around. They're not getting frustrated. They're going to get focused. They'll get back to victory lane.
I still think they got a hangover from last year.
The crowd has gone. They've gone to their
answer either.
They've gone to their seats for the excitement, but you're still revved up. Tell me what you're all fired up about.
Well, Chris, I'm revved up today about Talladega because Talladega is so unpredictable. I mean, how many races have we seen slip away right here at the start-finish line on the last lap? Heck, it happened to me. Ron Bouchard in that yellow car came out of nowhere. You know what else? It's a hard race to finish at this joint. As a matter of fact, I hold a record here that I wasn't even aware of. I've won 4 races here, but I failed to finish 23 times, and that's the most of any driver. I hate that, but that's Talladega. No one knows for sure who will win the race today. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Gordon finished first, but also wouldn't be surprised if he finished 41st. Actually, that would surprise me, but you get my point. This place is big wrecks, great racing, and unlikely winners. There's only one thing I know for sure. The racing will keep you on the edge of your seat. When Mike Joyce says 5 laps to go, you'll witness the most unpredictable 5 minutes in all of sports. The crowd will stand. I'll stand. And for some people, reality TV is a bunch of folks sitting around a campfire chatting. For me, reality TV is right here at Talladega, especially the closing laps. I'll start the race today by saying boogity, boogity, boogity. But I might end the thing today by saying unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable. Hey, and you're welcome to join me. Talladega, that's why I'm revved up.
Woo!
All right, I think I'm ready to race. You're going to head up to the play-by-play booth with Larry McReynolds and Mike Choi. And Jeff and I will soon be heading to the Hollywood Hotel. And the drivers will be hopping in their cars. You're watching NASCAR on Fox, our pre-race show delivered by Pizza Hut from Talladega. And before we hit 200 miles an hour, let's count our blessings and head trackside.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
rise and remove your hats as the Alabama Army National Guard presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Mike Jackson, Director of Alabama Raceway Ministries, offers today's invocation.
Would you join me in prayer? Loving Heavenly Father, we thank you for the beauty of this day. We know that you've given us a great day to enjoy a NASCAR race here at Talladega Superspeedway. Father, we pray for those who have suffered loss of life, loss of property from Friday night storms. Would you protect them and care for them and just comfort them in this time? Father, we thank you for the men and women in our military who keep us safe and protect our freedom. We thank you for this track, for the personnel. Keep them safe. For the drivers, the crews, and all involved, keep them safe in this day. And Father, most of all, we thank you for the Lord Jesus Christ. As we enter this holy week, help us to know that you love us. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to perform our national anthem, MCA, Nashville recording artist, and Alabama native, Ashton Shepherd.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Jeff and I will be at the Hollywood Hotel Command Center and watch the race with you. But nothing, absolutely nothing like a race from Talladega. You have a great seat. Stay tuned. An ideal weather day here in Talladega, Alabama. Glad you're watching NASCAR on Fox. And if you were to Google where we are exactly, well, you can get here by going off I-20 from either Birmingham or Atlanta. Let's head outside the Hollywood Hotel to the Ford Cutaway car. Our Jeff Hammond shows us how today's driver-to-driver-to-driver communication will work and how it might affect the race we're going to enjoy today.
The bus in Daytona was driver-driver communication. Today will be no different. And here's how they do it. A switch inside the car allows them to have up to 16 channels on one radio. That means I'm talking to Denny Hamlin and I want to switch to Greg Biffle. It's very simple. Just take the dial, switch it right over there. Now I'm talking to Greg Biffle. And if 16 is not enough, we have a switch on the dash that also allows us to switch to another radio. Now we're talking up to 32 drivers. The guy who wins the day, well, he'll be communicating with everybody.
Thanks, Treff. And it's made this race the most competitive with 88 lead changes last year. And even yesterday, a record-setting day of lead changes. So the drivers strapping in, getting ready to go. And you saw moments ago Auburn head football coach Gene Chizik, the Grand Marshal, the crowd made up of Auburn and Alabama fans.
Now, for the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome head football coach for the national champion Auburn Tigers and National Coach of the Year, Gene Chizik.
War Eagle. Gentlemen, start your engines.
A calm command, but I guess when you're number one, you can do that. Is today the day that Earnhardt Jr.'s streak stops at 100? Talladega straight ahead on Fox.
And it's hey now, here we go. Gonna get a little bit sideways.
NASCAR Sprint Cup racing from Talladega. Sit back, relax, catch your breath. You'll be holding your breath at the end of this one. We'll be enjoying it with you. Errands $4.99. As Jeff and I will hand it off upstairs to the guys who take you through the races whenever there's NASCAR on Fox. Mike, Daryl, Larry, you guys ready to go?
Chris, this is the most unpredictable venue in all of stock car racing, and it has been since they opened it in 1969. 10 drivers have scored their first ever Sprint Cup win here. 7 of the last 11 races decided by a last lap pass. And Daryl, in both of yesterday's races, the driver who led into turn 3 was not in front of the field when they got back here to the start-finish line on the last lap.
Well, Mike, my favorite thing is that we don't make this stuff up, folks. This really happens. Unpredictable, yeah. Would you predict a guy that was a lap down at some point in the race could come back and win? It's happened. Do you think a guy with a wrecked car would have a chance at winning here at Talladega? It's happened. We have no idea what's going to happen today. That's why we say it's unpredictable.
And we promise it's going to be exciting. So, Larry, what makes a winner here at Dega?
Well, it's about speed, but it's mainly about trust and faith in the other drivers. And it may not be a driver that's your teammate. These drivers are going to be pushing each other around here at almost 200 miles an hour. And here's the key. When you're the driver pushing the other car, you're having a lot of faith and trust that he's taking you where you need to go because you cannot see. So you talk about a lot of trust and faith. That takes a lot there at, as I said, 200 miles an hour.
Folks, it's like you driving in a blinding snowstorm and all you can see are the tail lights of the car in front of you. Oh, and yes, you're doing over 180 miles an hour. Now, we have this new type of racing where they come 2 by 2, and we talked to drivers about what they learned about this type of racing in February in Daytona.
Let's face it, going into Daytona, none of us knew how to race 2 by 2 like that. You know, we'd never done it before.
I almost lost a lap because I lost my drafting partner. So, man, it's just about staying committed to the guy you're with. If we see a 2-car tag team style drafting again, I think everything we learned at Daytona transfers to here.
I did learn one important rule at Daytona, and that's not to change lanes before the start-finish line. So you can count that I'm not going to make that mistake.
They have left pit road and they're ready to race at what has historically been the world's fastest speedway. Let's have a look at the starting lineup for today's race. Jeff Gordon now 3rd on NASCAR's all-time pole list alongside the 2006 winner. All 4 Hendrick cars at the front of the field. Mark Martin, 23 top 10s here. That's the record. And Junior, a 5-time winner here. Paul Menard, 2nd here in the fall of 2008 with Landon Castle. David Reagan trying to be the 11th first-time winner here with Kurt Busch, who finished 2nd 3 times. Brian Vickers, whose first victory came here, he's one of those 10. It was fall 2006, and Clint Boyer won here last fall. Trevor Bayne, the Daytona winner, with Michael Waltrip, all of whose wins have come at plate tracks. Juan Pablo Montoya, David Rudiman, Bobby Labonte, a former winner with A.J. Allmendinger, and the rest of the top 20, Greg Biffle, Regan Smith, Brad Keselowski, and the point leader starting 20th will be Carl Edwards. Daryl?
Let's see if we can get the Daytona 500 champ on the line here. Trevor Bayne, it's DW. You got a copy there, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Trevor, you shocked the racing world with that win at Daytona back in February. Can you do it again today?
think we can. I think we just got to stay out of trouble here. We're going to be dropping to the rear because of the master cylinder change after qualifying. So we just got to survive. You know, same mode we went into Daytona with. Make it to the end, and we're going to have a shot because we got a really fast race car. It's a different one than Daytona, obviously, and a little different paint scheme with Good Sam Club on here. But I think we got a good hot rod that can do it.
Buddy, you got a lot of new fans pulling for you today. Good luck.
What's that? I lost you there, Daryl.
I say you got a lot of new fans out there pulling for you today. Good luck.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in, and we'll give you a good show.
All right, my man. Be safe. Godspeed.
Ready to race in Talladega. Bill Elliott shotgun on the field. Let's go downstairs and get late-breaking stories from pit road, beginning with Matt Yoakum.
Mike, after a win on Saturday, Kyle Busch has now scored wins in NASCAR's top 3 divisions here at Talladega. One of his biggest concerns, the havoc created, especially on restarts, as drivers try to force alliances or even try to bust up ones that have been productive. 2 restrictor plate wins in his career. He's looking for a 3rd today. Krista?
David Reagan was 1 restart away from winning the Daytona 500. He handled that loss with dignity, but he spent the last 2 months remembering what could have and possibly should have been. He just came on the radio and told his spotter, Rocky Ryan, "Are you ready to run today? Because I am." Dick Berggren?
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is NASCAR's most popular driver, but it's been nearly 3 years since he's won one of these things. He's got his best starting position of the year, 4th. This is his best racetrack. He has won 5 times here, and he's got a drafting partner that really knows how to get the job done, and that starts right off the get-go. Number 88, Jimmie Johnson, right in front of him. Steve Burns.
Dick, every driver in this field knows that Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin, teammates, have crafted together more efficiently and more effectively than anybody else. However, Jeff Gordon knows that he may not have Mark Martin to run with all day, and he is great at improvising. He's led more laps here than anybody else in the field. Mike?
Thanks, Steve. Now, these drivers aren't the only ones who can dial up different drivers out on the track. Darrell, who've you got?
Let's see if we can get Clint Boyer. Clint, you got a copy? It's DW. He might be in his talking to his crew right now. We'll see here in just a second. Clint Boyer, DW, got a copy there, my man?
I got you, old boy.
Hey, buddy, have you set you up a date for today's race?
I'm doing some flirting, that's for sure. Got my teammate up there. She's looking pretty good, so hopefully I'll be hooked up with that Menard Chevrolet pretty soon.
What's your biggest concern about the race today, Clint?
Just Talladega, baby. You know, you never know what's going to happen. You got to be there at the end of this thing. That's the only thing that's for sure. You can't win this thing unless you got all the fenders on it and you're ready to go at the end when the time's right. But just dancing all day long with your partners, staying out of trouble, and getting yourself in position for the win.
All right, buddy. Good luck, and I hope you have a good time on your date.
Thanks, pal.
Speed dating at over 180 miles an hour. That's what we're about to see. Today's race is brought to you by Budweiser, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, fast finish. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. 499 miles is the advertised distance today. 188 laps is what it'll take.
Pit road speed 55 miles per hour. The Sunoco fuel window 42 to 46 laps. You heard Trevor Bayne talking about going to the rear of the field. This is an impound race. You cannot make adjustments. Robbie Gordon was not here Friday or Saturday. Sam Hornish Jr. qualified his car. He'll go to the rear, as well as Greg Biffle and Bill Elliott.
As the field takes the 1-to-go sign, here's today's UPS Logistics. The big thing, these drivers have a lot to do, not so much physically at Talladega, but mentally. And it seems the drivers who best manage all the communication and all the things they have to do seem to be the drivers who also pilot airplanes, because that also requires a lot of multitasking.
You better prepare for overtime. We advertise 188 laps, 500 miles. Yesterday, 3 green-white checkers, 2 out of the last 5 spring races here. Went into overtime, DW.
Wait, you heard me talking to Boyer about his date. You got to like the one you're with. You don't want to fall in love with them, because you may have to break their heart at the end of this thing and go with somebody else.
He may end up being a 2-timer.
That's right.
Cue Steven Stills. as we get ready to race at Talladega. The 4 Hendrick cars out front. And that's only the 3rd time in NASCAR history that has happened. Once at Auto Club Speedway recently, and the other time was way back in 1956 at Concord, North Carolina. Now the Hendrick record, 18 restrictor plate wins, and that's the most of any team. But they have not won at Daytona or Talladega in a points-paying race in the last 13 such races. This week's Chevy head-to-head compares the 2 active drivers with the most wins here at Talladega, Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. You can watch the 2011 Chevy Silverado HD go head-to-head with the competition and see more at Chevy.com HDTOHD. We're listening to Jeff Gordon on the pace lap.
Jeff, it's Mark. You got me. 10-4, got you. Okay, buddy. I'll stick with you guys from now on. Same the plan on the start here. Just let me know when to go.
10-4, yeah, you'll just be able to listen to Jeff, you know, and he'll call that green flag. So probably say kind of get ready, and give us a little bit of warning.
Okay, buddy.
I don't think they like each other or in love with each other, Darrell. They're sounding like an old married couple.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeff Gordon didn't sound real good. You know, he sounds a little hoarse, like maybe he's not feeling well today. Not sure about that. We'll have to check into it.
But they sound committed to each other, as we know Jimmie Johnson is with Dale Jr. in the outside lane. We'll see how long that all lasts.
Couldn't have lined it up any better. Those are the guys that they worked with in practice.
Well, we'll definitely see guys that are not teammates working together. Jeff Burton said, I don't understand it. That's like a cat and a dog eating out of the same bowl.
Get ready for 188 laps of hold your breath.
Of all the races we go to, this one right here, coming down to get to green, your heart is pounding. Your hands are sweaty. You're watching for that green flag to come out. Boogity, boogity, boogity! This is Talladega, boys! Let's go racing!
Wide turn 2, Matt Kenseth trying to make some way up the middle. Boyer in the center.
We saw Jamie McMurray in the 1 car, just like at the start of the Daytona 500, drop back, waiting on his teammate Juan Pablo Montoya in the 42.
That is a teammate when you're back up to pick up your teammate to go racing.
Which Hendrick car will lead the first lap at Talladega? Gordon on the inside, Johnson on the outside, Gordon by 2 feet.
And that is just, is that not ironic? It's a lot that we saw Kevin Harvick practice the move that won him the race here last year. Those 4 guys at the front of the field, that's exactly how they practiced in that short practice session we had.
Darrell, that middle lane we used to refer to as the sucker hole. Can Matt Kenseth and Jeff Burton make any time there?
You just don't know. Right now, you're going to try a lot of different things. You're going to try that middle. You're going to try the outside. You're going to see how far back you can get and how long it takes you to catch up. You got a lot of things to work through right here early in the race.
And we're looking at Denny Hamlin there in the 11 car in the middle. He really doesn't have a partner. It looks like Martin Truex Jr. in the 56. We're riding with him, trying to get to the rear bumper of Hamlin.
Kenseth's move worked well. They've come up to 7th and 8th place.
I just don't think you're going to go anywhere very fast without somebody helping you.
Oh, Travis Kvapil in the 38. Threads the needle, and he looks in the mirror. Kyle Busch on the way.
That is help with the great big H in that 18.
I think we need to well document how this works. It's not that the guy in front rolls out of the throttle. It's not that the driver behind gains a bunch of power. The driver in front's wide open on the throttle, dragging the brake just a little bit to let that other driver get up there too.
Yeah, they use it. They call it hooking up. You know, we got to get hooked up.
may have a lead change down in one as Boyer sweeps to the outside. But Jeff Gordon holds sway. Here's Steve.
Hey, Mike, just listening to Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin talking about letting Mark get out in front and lead a lap, but what's surprising about it is they talk about like they're going to get a gallon of milk. Very poised, very calm.
It's early, Steve. It's early.
Exactly.
Michael Waltrip making just an occasional start this year. He now runs in 5th. He's locked onto the back bumper of Clint Boyer.
He's got a little
15.
He's got a little incentive today, Larry. I mean, driving that Auburn car.
All the Auburn eyes watching that car.
A lot of Auburn folks here today, the coach.
And you're looking for a surprise. Look at Landon Castle in that 09. Remember, that's the James Finch team that Brad Keselowski won a race here for.
Strong affiliation with Hendrick Motorsports. They have the Hendrick power under the hood of that car.
3 wide for 3rd place.
Now you'll see these guys duck to the right, pull out to the right side of the car they're pushing. That actually, I talked to some of the drivers, that when you move out to the right, it actually stabilizes the car in front.
And another thing that helps there is when you're tucked up like we're seeing Mark Martin in that 5, you're getting no air in there to cool the radiator.
Yeah, so you got to get air. That's one of the things you do when you duck out like that. But it also, I can't believe they say it stabilizes the front car.
Here comes Boyer for the lead, and look at the speed differential. 6 miles an hour, as much as 6 miles an hour faster than Jeff Gordon. And we have our first lead change of the day as Clint Boyer goes to the front, but not for long.
Well, Michael Waltrip in the 15 got off the 33 car, and they lost all that speed.
I think Michael will be a little bit cautious. You remember he was pushing David Ruderman at Daytona, a very similar situation. Didn't work out too good. I think he gave Boyer a break there.
Krista?
What happened? Michael got loose. He just came on the radio to tell Clint, I got loose, I got loose. Sorry about that.
Look how much it's cost them.
We're looking at Joey Logano here in the 20 car. He's pushing his teammate Kyle Busch. Now they started back in the 34th and the 36th position. Joey Logano pushed Kyle Busch to the win yesterday.
Boy, that's trouble right there, Larry. I mean, it's going to be, it's not that big a problem maybe for him out front. It's going to make his car actually faster for a little while.
What we're talking about is simply debris across that grill opening. I'm talking about getting air in there to cool the radiator.
So Jeff Gordon has to do one of 2 things. Stop in his pit, which he doesn't want to do, or get somebody right in front of him so the change in air pressure can clean that debris from the opening below his front bumper.
Well, you would like to be able to cover that opening up for the radiator right there for a little while, but you can't stand that very long. But it'll make your car a little faster while it's on there until it gets too hot.
Talked about first-time winners. I look at those 2 cars at the top side. Paul Menard in the 27 being pushed by David Reagan in the 6.
He's on the 180 on the water. It's creeping up. It was good. Now it's creeping up. Yeah, 10-4. Big run coming through the middle here, guys. 33, 1 back, 1 lane. I'm trying to get outside the 5 here.
And right with them on the bottom, the blue car of Kyle Busch and the orange one of his teammate, the 20 of Joey Logano. They've worked their way up to 5th and 6th.
They didn't have that speed for qualifying, but we saw in drafting practice on Friday where they were really good in this configuration right here.
And now to the outside, the 39 of Ryan Newman, a Chevy being pushed by the number 11 Toyota, Denny Hamlin.
Boy, that Ryan Newman has some of the worst luck on these restrictor plate tracks. I'd just like to see Ryan bring the thing home on all 4 wheels today.
He would too.
I just thought about that race yesterday. Mike Wallace, he got turned over on the back straightaway, did a whole flip, landed on his wheels, and he drove on. He drove on. I just think that 24, Larry, is going to be hard to pass with that stuff on the grill because that's almost like qualifying trim for him. As long as the temp doesn't go up, it's going to make him fast.
8 laps complete. Pole sitter Jeff Gordon out in front at Talladega.
Look who's got his swagger back. Watch out for Jeff Gordon on NASCAR on Fox.
New leader at Talladega, Clint Boyer, with help from Michael Waltrip, have gone to the front. Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin have drifted way back outside the top 20, as did Jimmie Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. when they exchanged positions to get the other car out in clean air. Up front, this is a most unlikely pairing. A couple of years back at Bristol, Bowyer climbed out of his car, pronounced Michael Waltrip that day the worst driver on the track. And now they're working together and leading the race.
I always ask Michael, I said, Michael, what's your favorite track? He said, DW, if I only ran Daytona and Talladega with restrictor plates, I would be happy.
How about Kurt Busch in that 22 car? He's getting a push from Landon Castle in the 09. Kurt Busch won 2 of the 3 big races at Daytona back in Speed Weeks. Couldn't close the deal on the Daytona 500.
Here comes that train up the outside, and it's Jimmie Johnson, 48, and Dale Jr., 88. Big head of steam. And then come the Toyotas of Casey Kane and the 83 Brian Vickers with him, teammates working together also, and they have overhauled Bowyer's Express.
Now this was planned. These 2 cars, the 48 and 88, planned on working together as much as possible, just like the 24 and the 5 did. What's the 11 and the 39? You know, one of the things these guys have really worked on, they're out here in the lead, can only ride here so long. The 11's got to get some air. He's got to get up front and cool his engine a little bit, so they make the pass, pretty clean pass, ducks back down to 39 does, the dark car. But look what happens to these guys just in that brief exchange. They're all the way back to 25th and 26th. Just because of that exchange.
Now the bad news for Jeff Gordon, he's back to 32nd, but the good news was he got up close to another car and that piece of plastic flew off his grill opening, that other car being his teammate Mark Martin, so should be smooth sailing there.
Yeah, that was good news and bad news. The good news, that's going to make your car fast, but it's not going to be fast very long because it's going to get hot.
See Clint Bowyer in that 33 car at the bottom, our leader, the best qualifying car for Richard Childress Racing, won here back in the fall.
And they yard Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmie Johnson, who just made the switch and are going to lose 3rd and 4th place and more. As Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Landon Castle in the 09, and Kurt Busch come up the middle.
I mean, really, when you think about it, it's like being out on the interstate. You know, you're in the lane that's moving. Man, I'm going. All of a sudden, that lane stops, and the other lane goes a while. And you're always constantly trying to get in the lane that's moving.
Logano in that orange number 20 asked Kyle Busch, you want to chill out for a while here? Kyle says, I really don't know what chill out means.
It's not in his own vocabulary.
No, he is trying for the front. 5th that time by. Logano and Kyle Busch, biggest movers so far. That number should change a lot. 3 wide again in turn 2.
You know, you were talking about Kyle Busch. We see him over in the 18 car. Yesterday, Mike, he won this race in a car that he was going to take to the garage. He said it's wrecked. He was in a big wreck. I think we ought to park it.
And that is just the sentiment that Carl Edwards relayed to his team on the pace lap today.
Guys, just remember, yesterday the race was won by a car that was halfway destroyed. Anything we can do to get put back together, you know, with this 2-car draft, we can make something happen, no matter how ugly it is.
Marcus Ambrose in the 9 working with Edwards. They slide up the racetrack a bit. You saw Newman and Hamlin going back toward the front.
Always like the term staying in contact with the lead. I'm just not sure how far back you can get before you lose contact with the lead cars.
Is half a straightaway too much?
That's the question I think we're going to answer here with some of these fast cars that are about that far behind right now. Can they hook up and chase that lead group back down?
Three wide, 2 deep. That's the way we race here at Talladega. Clint Bowyer, the 33, your leader.
NASCAR Sprint Cup racing on Fox is sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. By Coca-Cola, open a Coke and enjoy the race. And by the new 2011 Ford F-150, built Ford tough.
21 laps complete, 12-car breakaway. You see it there at the front. Kyle Busch, the new leader, with Logano, and plenty of help. Aerial coverage provided by DirecTV. To get the most sports in HD, call 1-800-DirecTV. And David Reagan's going to try to lead this race at the line. Brian Vickers has other ideas, and they're 4 across.
Reagan did lead that lap, though, in the 6 car.
Joey Logano, the 20, is having trouble maintaining contact and pushing Kyle Busch.
Yeah, it seems to me like he gets too far to the right of Kyle and gets him loose. I've been watching him a little bit. When the 20 ducks out to the right, he gets way out to the right, and I've seen Kyle sideways a couple of times.
Dale Jr. and Jimmie Johnson coming fast on the bottom. The closing rate is pretty astonishing, and now it's Bowyer and Michael Waltrip who have a draft off those 2 Toyotas and are going to try to sweep to the outside, move up to 3rd and 4th before Kurt Busch brings them back to the line.
One thing I've really I've been fascinated by is how these drivers work with each other. When they see a fast group coming, they see 2 cars coming 10 miles an hour faster. Nobody is brave enough, or anyway, they won't pull up and block. They leave a lane open so you have somewhere to go. That's a lot of respect for the speed they're running.
I think that speed differential, we already seen 12 up to 15 miles an hour faster. You better not try to block 2 drivers coming that fast.
Busch and Castle, a former champion leading an all but rookie, and now they get ganged up on by Bowyer's 33, Kyle Busch's 18. And it's 3 wide off 4 once again.
And see, you can get away with that pretty easily here at Talladega. Daytona, that would have been disastrous, or it would have had the ingredients for disaster. But here you can comfortably get 3 wide, even 4 if you mind your manners.
And Kurt Busch, who was the leader going into turn 3, something happened with that pair. They were 20 miles an hour slower than the cars that took the lead coming off turn 4.
And I just wonder if possibly the reason Joey Logano in the 20, he has to move out so far to the right that Toyota of his may be running a little warm. He's been tucked up behind Kyle Busch a long time.
Well, Larry, would he have good reason to be gun shy given the history of the Gibbs engine this season?
Well, I think everyone is a little bit gun shy. You go back to Richard Childress Racing, in the Earnhardt Childress engines had 3 issues at Daytona back in the 500.
Yeah, and Kevin Harvick in yesterday's race, right off the bat, had an engine problem.
Here's a foursome to the line with David Reagan and Paul Menard drafting tightly off Busch and Logano.
But you know what? When Kyle Busch looks back, he sees Joey Logano, and they just crossed the finish line leading the race. You don't really think he's that bad of a drafter. Pretty good partner right now. But he gets way out there. Now look how he's over 2/3 of his car out to the right. He's got to be looking for some air to cool that thing down.
Bowyer with Waltrip, the 33 and the 15. And here comes Kurt Busch back up the middle with Landon Castle in the 09. That's a Dodge and a Chevrolet working together.
And it really...
Ooh, right up in front of Edwards. Wow.
That was close. Oh, so close.
Here comes David Reagan in that 6 being pushed by Paul Menard. Reagan will lead this lap.
Let's see, that's 2 of our 4 dark horse picks right out front.
That would be first-time winners.
Yep. Bowyer wants the lead back. Menard, his teammate. Never mind that right now. He's got help in the form of Michael Waltrip, and Bowyer goes back to the front.
And you know what? I am always amazed at how my brother runs at Daytona and Talladega. I mean, he doesn't race every week. He just shows up here at Daytona and Talladega and goes out there and runs up at the front of the field. That's pretty impressive.
Michael's next race will be the 24 Hours of Le Mans in June in France.
And then he's going to run the Kentucky race in July as well. But yeah, he's going over there next week to France.
Boyer Waltrip back to the front. Now, Clint Boyer has 3 teammates in this race: Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, and Paul Menard. But from the start, he and Michael Waltrip have been nose to tail, and it's worked well as around goes Vickers, and caution waves.
Remember, Brian Vickers in '83, he had been hooked up with his teammate Casey Kane in that 4 most of the first part of this race.
Brian Vickers got his first win here at Talladega as he mistimed a draft off of his then teammate Jimmie Johnson. Johnson went spinning. Vickers went to victory lane. All right, let's have a look from the DirecTV blimp, and we're going to look at this group right here.
He's down on the bottom. He's getting a shove. There's some separation right now, and I think when you make the hookup, when
actually,
no,
Kurt Busch,
I see what happened now. Yeah,
got Landon Castle in the 09 sideways.
Oh my gosh! And look at Kenseth just squeaked by.
Darrell, there were about 30 drivers coming at him right there.
That was amazing.
Vickers on the inside.
I thought it was when they did the hookup, but you'll see here, 22 car gets Castle loose and just drives him into the side of Vickers' car there in the 83.
How'd Casey Kane get past?
How'd
any of them get past?
The 17 car's got to have a little left rear quarter panel damage, but out of that wreck, that's all we got.
Let's have a look with the Fox Exmo, or extreme slow motion.
Gonna have some damage, obviously a lot of damage to the left front of that 09 car now. But this is amazing. He can turn this car right across in front of all these other cars, and nobody gets into it.
When the pits are opened, what will they do, Matt?
Well, judging from Clint Boyer's reaction, he is extremely pleased with that 33 machine. Right now, they're looking at just going right side tires only and just waiting on fuel. He doesn't want any change. Steve.
Matt, pretty much the same case with Joey Logano. He says the car is fine. It feels bolted to the track. Don't anticipate any changes. He does want a windshield tear off, Krista.
Steve, as we mentioned, no one loves this place more than Michael Waltrip. The plan for Michael Waltrip is 2 tires on this stop. Dick?
Casey Kane is going to take just fuel only in his car. Matt.
And Kyle Busch asking for a little more rear grip for that 18 machine. They're going to make an air pressure change to help out the guy looking for his 3rd plate victory. The guy's up on the wall waiting.
Carl Edwards, Marcus Ambrose do not stop, nor does Greg Biffle. Pit road's open, and it's otherwise a very busy place.
I'm quite sure those 4 drivers that stayed out that they will be back to pit road, because we're almost 2/3 way through a fuel run.
Clint Boyer leads them off the pit lane with Michael Waltrip, Casey Kane, then Jeff Burton and Kyle Busch, Menard, Kenseth, Logano, Reagan, Kurt Busch, and Keselowski. Little wheel mark on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s right rear. Bit of contact between he and Jimmie Johnson as they tried to escape Brian Vickers. We're under caution in Talladega.
Woo. He's still my heart.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some Bud.
No serious contact. I got the 9 hooked because the 31 was coming around our outside.
Did you hit him at all?
Yeah, left front's pretty bad. We're done here, guys. Sorry.
You heard first from Kurt Busch, who got into the back of the 09 Landon Castle. First caution of the day. Brian Vickers checked and released to the care center. Andy Lally got the free pass. 3 cars out early in the garage area. Joe Nemechek, Steve Park in the second Tommy Baldwin car, and Kevin Conway. Anybody who didn't stop the first lap came around and stopped the next time. So Clint Boyer is back out front with Michael Waltrip. Now Waltrip has Kyle Busch behind him, and Boyer has his Richard Childress teammate Jeff Burton in the 31 in tow.
We've seen Kyle Busch, in the 20 car of Joey Logano. Kyle Busch in the 18 hooked together most of the first of this race, but now Paul Menard in the 27 is in the middle of them.
And you saw what happened to Michael. He and Boyer, they were dating for a while.
Speed dating.
Yes. He said to Michael, I found someone else to go with.
It's not fickle, it's just the way you line up on the restart. Although some drivers came off pit road and waited for their teammates before getting back in line.
And there they are.
Boyer and Burton out front. One of their teammates, Paul Menard, in that yellow car, 27, all alone and dropping back.
Well, he had been working with David Reagan in the 6 quite a bit. And I'm looking right now how far back in the pack that David Reagan is. Actually, he's up there in the 4th position working with Matt Kenseth in the 17.
Their other teammate, Kevin Harvick, is 27th.
Are you concerned about Harvick being 27th?
It's way too soon.
Way too early.
We've seen this movie. And for Harvick, it often has a happy ending. There he is. He picks up Dave Blaney in the 36. But a long way to go to get to the front, and plenty of time to get there. 156 laps. Richard Childress has had quite a weekend already. Yesterday, in the ARCA 250-mile race, his younger grandson, Ty Dillon, whose older brother Austin races in the Truck Series. Ty was the man who, 18 years old, he wasn't leading at turn 3, but he led at the checkered flag in a well-timed move that reminded Childress of one of his former drivers, Dale Earnhardt.
Who won here, I think, 9 times. Now I'm looking at Kurt Busch there in the 22 car. We know he was working with Landon Castle, who he got into the back of to cause that caution. He has now found his teammate, Brad Keselowski, in that 2 car.
And you saw a slip between the 17 and the 6 that dropped them to the back of that pack.
Well, yeah, because the 17 was just about to wreck.
Got a couple of new players up here. A.J. Allmendinger in the 43 being pushed by David Ruderman in the 00.
That pair in the center, those are your leading Dodge Chargers in the race, Busch and Keselowski, with Robbie Gordon, whose car was qualified by Sam Hornish Jr. further back.
And Mike, everybody says, oh, I don't know, I like the pack race. Well, what is 10 or 12 cars? That's a pack, right?
Matt?
Mike, at Daytona, due to some repair work on the rear bumper cover of Kyle Busch's car, they had a huge piece of bare bond, but it caused a problem, causing too much friction where another car could hook Kyle and turn him sideways. For this race, they sanded down the bumper portion down to a single layer paint, no clear coat, and took off the manufacturer decals except for the manufacturer decal. That way to try to create less friction. And he also asked, please do not duck out to Joey Logano unless it's on the right side, because that left rear corner is what causes problems.
On the exchange, they lose the lead. And it's Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski driving Roger Penske's Dodges now out front.
One thing I've noticed with the number of these drivers, they're trying that exchange in different places. I've seen them do it in turns 1 and 2. I've seen them do it in 3 and 4, even through the tri-oval right here, trying to figure out where you lose the least amount of time. That's really what they're doing, experimenting a little bit right now.
You're talking about experimenting. How about Carl Edwards in the 99 and Marcus Ambrose in the 9? They were one of the 2 drivers that waited to the second caution lap to make a pit stop. Here they are battling for the lead. We know they restarted at the tail end of this pack.
Trevor Bayne driving for the Wood Brothers, the Daytona 500 winner. Pardon me, coming through. He and Greg Biffle, who just signed a 3-year extension with Roush Fenway Racing. They are going to the front.
And you know, Trevor at Daytona didn't want to be pushed. He wanted to be the pusher. But right now, he is getting the ride of his life.
I mean, you see it right there, 5+ miles per hour faster.
Look at that. Need a horn, man. Beep, beep, coming through.
Bayne learned a lot at Daytona. Didn't lead a lot of the race.
But you know what he really got out of Daytona, other than the trophy in the ring? Respect. Lots of respect.
Dick?
And has just communicated to everybody listening to him that that number 21 car is fastest up top, Mike.
Around the outside, Boyer and Burton, they are teammates. They have each other's radio frequencies, so they're in close contact. Jeff Burton with a look high. Two more teammates, Logano and Kyle Busch. And Busch has the push, and here they come.
Push to pass.
Two Fords were in the bottom groove, Kenseth and Reagan. In 2 weeks, something completely different. Richmond under the lights, Saturday night short track style. NASCAR on Fox.
That was a pretty slick exchange that Jeff Burton in the 31, Clint Boyer in the 33 just made as they swapped down in turn 4. They did not lose that much ground or that many spots.
Everybody knows kind of that Daytona, they figured it out. But this joint is so different than Daytona. It's going to take a little experimenting early in this race to figure out where to make that swap and not hurt your speed.
How quickly things change. Michael Waltrip is suddenly friendless. He's 26th, 7.8 seconds behind the leader, and running by himself, his lap times are 1.5 seconds slower than the leaders. And the pair that led early on, Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin, 12 seconds back in 33rd and 34th.
Well, that's a unique thing about pit stops. Whether they happen under green or happen under caution, it tends to break up the two-driver tandem that had been working together.
Yeah, here goes the leaders at the line now. And let's see where Mark and Jeff are. They're not here yet. Here they come now. That's a little bit further behind than I'd want to be.
This is by design, Darrell. The two of them talked on the radio, decided they weren't quick enough to run up at the front if things got really busy, so they decided to go back and hang out a while. Krista.
Carl Edwards and Marcus Ambrose just initiated the exchange so Ambrose could lead a lap, but then when Carl got back in front just now, he told his team, I think I have a loose wheel. I watched the tire changers give the thumbs up to Bob Osborne. They think they're fine, but Carl said, I think it's loose. I'll just continue to run and see what happens.
Just think about it, going around this racetrack over 190 miles an hour, thinking you might have a loose wheel.
40 laps complete. We are averaging a lead change every other lap. Matt Kenseth out in front this time.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart. By Toyota. And by AT&T. Rethink possible.
43 laps complete. Big log jam up at turn number 4. And look who's out front. Travis Kvapil is 3 laps down, but he is giving assistance to Casey Kane. Kane, the pusher, led a lap. Here comes Regan Smith on the inside with Paul Menard. 2 more of our could-be, would-be first-time winners.
That 27 car late, we seem to mention his name frequently.
A lot in 2011, but there's a strong affiliation with Regan Smith and his 78 team with Richard Childress Racing. There's a technical alliance, plus they get engines from the same engine company.
Menard at a top 10 at Daytona. Now, Tony Stewart is hanging way out back, 13 seconds off the lead with David Gilliland. Gilliland had a top 5 in the Daytona 500. And Stewart says, I like David pushing me and kind of like just hanging out back here to see what happens.
Almost the same situation here with Kevin Harvick in the 29 and Dave Blaney in the 36. They're sitting back there in the 36 or 26, 27th position. Their lap times have been pretty decent, but also Dave Blaney's race team gets their engines from the same engine company as Kevin Harvick.
Based on your votes, the Pizza Hut fan favorite today is Jeff Gordon. He is back at 31st. Remember, he and Mark Martin ran up front from the drop of the green flag. Martin did not lead a lap, but Jeff has been out front twice for 8 laps.
I think these strange situations that we're talking about, just it verifies what we were saying in the pre-race and what we've said about this place in general. Anybody can run up front. Anybody can win this race. I mean, you're running with guys that are running together. Look at this wad right here. I mean, the 18 and the 20 coming around everybody on the outside.
Steve?
Mike, Joey Logano talking about his car being a little free in the turns but good on the straightaways. He did say sometimes it gets a little unstable when I'm out front.
because his teammate Kyle Busch was pushing him and shoving him.
But an interesting thing, think back to Daytona. Some of the drivers told me the cars were harder to drive on the straightaway than they were in the turns. Because in the turns, the cars are loaded up in the banking, and they had a lot of grip. Down the straightaway, the car kind of releases a little bit. The back of the car came up, and the bumpers didn't line up quite as good.
Uh-oh. Backing up is Menard and Smith. I believe they just made the exchange to put Menard in front of Smith. And out front, here's the Dodge Rebellion. It's Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski taking the lead from the Chevrolets of Burton and Boyer.
Those two Dodges just charged to the lead.
Yes, they did. But Jeff Burton in that 31 being pushed by Clint Boyer, he will lead that lap at the start-finish line. We only monitor lead changes at the start-finish line. The Lord only knows how many true lead changes we have.
Earnhardt Jr. now 14th, Jimmie Johnson 19th last time by. You see they are no longer in contact as drafting partners, and talked about it.
Yeah, let's not get too far back. I'm getting that wad. That's a good spot.
I'm just going to hold it wide open, see where I can go. Let's go.
Yeah, 10-4, I'll follow you.
So how'd that work out?
Yeah. I don't know what you want to do. This is what I'm going to do.
And hold it wide open.
He did the same thing yesterday in that race. He told Almirillo, he said, hey, dude, at the end of the race, you go where you go, I'll go where I go.
That was his way of telling him that's what I'm going to do.
Lots of lead changes. Jeff Burton back to the front. The blue car in the middle is Keselowski. The one on the outside is Biffle, and the black car on the inside, that's the 17 of Kenseth. They all want to lead at Talladega.
Riding with David Reagan in the 6 car, pushing his teammate Matt Kenseth in the 17. We talked about David Reagan at the top of the show. He was within that one last restart of winning the Daytona 500, got penalized for changing lanes before the start-finish line.
Yeah, Larry, at Daytona, it's almost like he was planning too far ahead. Like, I can win this thing if I just get down in front of Trevor. And he just made a little bit of a move too quick.
Driver change in the 46. Bill Elliott qualified and started the car, the former series champion, replaced by that team's regular driver now, J.J. Yaley. 52 laps complete. Let's take an inside look at what's happening now inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, brought to you by Sprint and HTC Evo 4G. Martin Truex Jr. fastest lap of this race, right on top of 200 miles an hour. Most laps led, that would be Clint Boyer, who's been out front 7 times for 16 circuits. Fuel your inner NASCAR fan with live in-car audio and real-time stats, available on NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile, the new HTC Evo 4G, only from Sprint at sprint.com/speed. We have a new leader.
You hear anything?
Yeah, that was not an earthquake. That was the crowd here at Talladega when Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the lead a second ago.
We have another new leader, Brad Keselowski, who will lead to the line. Ooh, 3 wide. Kenseth up the middle, and the leader is Kenseth, half a car length.
I know we've got 134 laps to go, but don't be surprised that that's not the way this race ends in 134 laps.
7 of the last 11 Talladega races decided by a last lap pass.
More like a last 100-yard pass. By the time I get down here to the start line, it's crazy.
Darrell talked about it in the pre-race show. We got a long way to go. Dale Earnhardt Jr. 1 win in the last 177 races.
Dale Jr., if he leads to the line, it'll be the 21st race at Talladega he has led in 23 starts, and he does.
And you know, guys, we don't know how good the Hendrick cars were at Daytona. They all got wrecked.
I'm able to run full throttle up here, obviously, just the FYI.
it Junior Nation, and for good reason. He is by a wide margin NASCAR's most popular driver.
Especially when you get to Talladega. I mean, if you say Talladega to anybody around even Franklin, Tennessee, or anywhere down this way, it's always Junior.
Jimmie Johnson locked on his bumper, and this is about the biggest lead that any two cars have had today. Greg Biffle will be third across the stripe. And that big lead, 6/100ths of a second to Johnson, 6/10ths back to Biffle.
This is where we used to call Junior the Pied Piper. Remember, if he went low, everybody went low. If he went high, everybody went high. If he pitted, everybody pitted.
Saw Jimmie Johnson in the 48 must be running a little warm, starting to really duck out on the back straightaway, and it's bringing a lot of those other drivers up to their two-driver tandem.
Greg Biffle moving on the inside with help from Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bayne. They get a little sniff of a draft off Travis Kvapil, and Biffle will lead this lap. And we listened in on Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I'm able to run full throttle up here, obviously, just FYI.
You said you could?
Yeah, absolutely.
Therefore, car cools a lot better, too, for my position.
Dale Jr. and Jimmie Johnson, who now run 5th and 6th. Fords at the front, 4 of them. 3 from Roush Fenway and the 21 of the Wood brothers. And Greg Biffle leads another lap. Here's today's Ford F-150 EcoBoost track facts. Talladega, longest track on the circuit, steepest banking, longest straightaway. Since NASCAR began using electronic scoring, all 28 margins of victory under 0.4 of a second. And as we've mentioned, 7 last lap passes in the last 11 races here. Dick?
Before the start of the race, Mike, some of the drivers tried to make deals with other drivers, and in some cases it's really worked. Certainly Jimmie Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a case in point. Greg Biffle told me before the start of the race he was going to run with whoever he could, and he didn't care who it was. If somebody was fast, he was going with them.
That somebody is Trevor Bayne, and Bayne wants the lead. Gets it.
I think that was planned. They needed to make the exchange. Trevor must have been getting hot, but boy, look what it does to you when you make that change.
Lose so much momentum and lose the draft. We saw a 5-car draft a bit ago, and they were running almost a second slower than any of the pairs or speed dating cars up toward the front.
We're within about 10 or 12 laps what would be green flag pit stops. It's pretty exciting on pit road under caution. These guys go from over 190 miles an hour down to 55 on pit road. It gets real exciting trying to do it as a 2-driver tandem.
And then, Larry, I'm curious to see if anybody, what they'll do for tires. Remember Daytona, guys hardly ever change tires at Daytona. They took 2 a couple of times, 4 only once or twice during a 500-mile race.
All right, we're going to take a pit stop so we can be back for theirs. Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads 60 laps into the Aaron's 499.
There's danger around every turn, but Junior isn't afraid. This is NASCAR on Fox.
NASCAR Sprint Cup racing on Fox is delivered by Pizza Hut. Don't wait for the last lap. Order now to get your favorite pizzas at low prices.
63 complete, still under green. Bobby Allison, 1987, cuts down a right rear tire, cuts down the catch fencing. The race is red flag. The fence repaired, the race resumed. Allison was unhurt.
The ironic thing about that, Mike, Harold Kinder was in the flag stand. He never stopped it. He pulled that yellow flag out and started waving it. He never budged.
Bobby, Donnie, Eddie Allison, they're all here this weekend as NASCAR returns to Talladega The Alabama gang reconvenes. Out front, Trevor Bayne trying to get the Wood brothers their 6th win here, and Greg Biffle in tow. 2 Fords versus 2 Chevrolets.
Greg Biffle took his name off the list of free agents for 2012, just signed a contract extension with Roush Fenway this week.
I like his hood on his car, big blue, but it's got 3 for 3. 3 for 3M and 3 more years with Roush Fenway, which is pretty cool.
Two cars off in the distance, not close enough for the leaders to sniff a draft, but those two will be Andy Lally and Michael Waltrip, who are beginning to go in danger of going a lap down.
You know, they are, Mike, but they also have been able to prolong that a little bit, because once they got hooked up, they're not that far off of what some of the lead cars have been running.
Just about half a second's difference, Darrell, for that pairing, and Lally, the rookie, is 1 lap down.
Yeah, Michael was losing 2 seconds a lap when he was by himself. He got hooked up with Andy there, and they have been able to cut that down a little bit.
Michael wasn't happy about it. Said on the team radio to Ty Norris's spotter, "I'm the best pusher here. Why don't I have any friends?" Dale Jr., Jimmie Johnson, Trevor Bayne, Greg Biffle, and Matt Kenseth with David Reagan. Here's the conversation between Michael Waltrip and his spotter.
The Ford got the same treatment you got, and he's a cute kid, so I'm sure it's not just you. So he's dropping all the way back. He has no one. He is cute.
Leave it to Michael. He'll have a good time out there.
Sometimes you just have too much time on your hands. You know, he gets lost the lead draft. He's kind of riding along by himself.
And here come the leaders.
You can see they're only about 5 seconds behind Michael Waltrip and Andy Lally. Now within about probably 5-6 laps of what will be green flag pit stops.
But I am noticing one thing, Larry. When that 48 and the 20 and the 88 got out front, they have run some pretty good lap times, and nobody's been up there really chasing them. I mean, they gotten close to them, but haven't been able to get by them yet.
But Darrell, look at this kid from Knoxville, Trevor Bayne. Anybody who thought the Daytona 500 winner was a one-hit wonder should be watching this race. There he is, hard at work in the cockpit of the Wood Brothers Ford. He's in 3rd place, and they're looking right at the leaders. Here they come.
Yeah, he just turned 20 back in February. This is only his 9th Sprint Cup Series start. His first start was at Texas last November. He won the Daytona 500. Neatest thing about this kid, he spends time during the off-season in an orphanage in Mexico doing work down there.
Bayne is only the 2nd driver ever to win in his first Daytona 500 start. Well, Lee Petty won the first one in 1959. Of course, that was his first start.
Starting to see some early pit stops with Robbie Gordon and Casey Mears. Here comes Carl Edwards in the 99, Marcus Ambrose in the 9. Green flag stops.
Krista?
Carl Edwards and Bob Osborne had planned to take 2 tires, but about 2 laps after they made that decision, they changed it. They said, let's play it safe and take 4. Carl still feels like he has a vibration in the front of his race car.
Casey Mears and Robbie Gordon also making pit stops. Juan Montoya and his teammate Jamie McMurray are in as we begin the 2nd round of pit stops and the 1st round we've had under green.
As these 2 drivers come in, like you see Montoya and Jamie McMurray there in the 42 and 1, you have to make sure, Steve, that you're on the same agenda as far as what you're going to do.
And Larry Mack, they have not deviated at all once the green flag fell. Jamie McMurray in the 1 car on your right, while Pablo Montoya, his teammate, have been running nose to tail the entire time. And again, just trying to keep the fenders on those race cars. Montoya and McMurray both completing service.
Allmendinger's in. Logano and Kyle Busch, teammates, pit together. Ryan Newman and his non-teammate drafting partner Denny Hamlin are also in. Matt?
Mike, expect another chassis adjustment for Kyle Busch. The car is just a tick on the free side, especially when the exchange car dips out, Steve.
And Matt, Joey Logano echoing what he said moments ago. I feel a little free when I'm getting pushed, but I'm really good on the straightaways. He wants a clean windshield, or excuse me, a clean grill. Denny Hamlin also getting his service. No chassis adjustments on the 11, just 4 tires.
And here come the leaders. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmie Johnson are headed for the pit lane. Dick?
And this too has stuck together right from the drop of the green flag, Mike. But Junior's radio is breaking up. The crew is having trouble hearing him. He can hear them clearly. Matt.
Jimmie Johnson echoed that sentiment, Dick. He told Junior he had to repeat several times what he was trying to communicate. The Jimmie Johnson chassis adjustment as well for Johnson. Clean the grill, waiting on fuel, and waiting on Junior. He's away.
Those two leave at the same time as Kevin Harvick hits the Budweiser Chevy and his service completed. Harvick heads back out.
He's to some degree waiting on that 36 car of Dave Blaney back there. That's who he's been running with.
Trevor Bayne comes to pit road along with Greg Biffle, Bobby Labonte, and Martin Truex. All scheduled green flag stops. Dick?
And Trevor Bayne on pit road, having to start at the back of the pack, has made absolutely no difference to young 20-year-old Bayne. He has been running up front, picking and choosing who he wants to run with, and it hasn't mattered. He's been fast all day.
Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin are in. Dick, back to Dick.
And Biffle also on pit road for his service, Mike. They need a good bit of fuel here. She may as well put 4 tires on it if you're going to get the tank completely full. Matt.
Dick, this is where we're going to see a lot of teams do the opposite. They did 4 tires on the first stop, so Mark Martin expecting only right side tires this stop, Steve.
And Matt, Jeff Gordon saying his car is absolutely fine. There you see it on the right of your screen. He said they just want 4 tires and fuel. They're just being careful playing the waiting game, he and Mark Martin. Krista.
Matt Kenseth had wanted to come in 1 lap sooner, but he couldn't make his exit, meaning he couldn't get to pit road, so he and David Reagan had to stay out 1 lap longer. Jimmy Bennett, the crew chief, was worried they'd run out of fuel. It's 4 tires. David Reagan, of course, sticking with Matt Kenseth, and Matt said, David, if I lose you, we get back on track. Wherever you are, I will come find you.
So only 2 of the lead lap cars have not come in, and they are the leaders. You see on the left of your screen, teammates Clint Boyer, Jeff Burton.
And that's the big thing, and our guys and girls on pit road well documented it. The big issue is make sure you get the car full of Sunoco race fuel.
Kyle Busch tail into the lead lap there with Ryan Newman, but of course Boyer and Burton will have to pit.
But what's interesting is I look at Ryan Newman and Kyle Busch. Let's take a look at Trevor Bayne's pit stop here.
Right front, Larry, the guy on the right front was having it. He couldn't get the tire out. Remember at Daytona, the shock wouldn't let the tire fall down, and it cost him a lot of time at Daytona.
And the jack man had left the jack to do something at the rear of the car. He wasn't in position to raise it higher for the tire changer. Completing 74 laps. Boyer and Burton were last on pit road at lap 29, and here they come. "46 laps on this tank of fuel, Dick.
And Burton has been warned about speeding, Mike. They don't want to see the red light on the tachometer. He's been caught twice already this year speeding. He's got a good car here. This is the same car that he used to win a 150-miler at Daytona. Matt.
His teammate Clint Boyer already in his pit box. The car he's very pleased with. No changes except for 4 tires on this stop, Dick.
This cycles the lead back to Jimmie Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. At 75 laps. 113 to go. You're watching NASCAR on Fox from Talladega.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Cobalt, the next generation of tough tools. By the new film Thor, in theaters Friday, May 6th. And by Camping World and Good Sam. Everything for the RV lifestyle since 1966. 78 laps in, and the Aaron's 499 live from Talladega. And here are the headlines. Time for an AT&T race break. Only one caution so far. Most consecutive laps led by one driver. That's 5. Clint Bowyer and Matt Kenseth. And Clint Bowyer has led 8 different times, but the leader at the moment, Jimmie Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers, and we talked about the driver combinations, listening in mostly the spotter, talking to both of these guys. At one point, they fell back to 33rd. They said from the beginning they would work together. They're continuing to do that.
Yeah, it just makes it easier if these guys, if they get a plan worked out, like the 48 of Jimmie Johnson, the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr., to work together like this. Now they've only got to talk to each other and there's one spotter. So I think it makes it a lot easier, and so far, this has really paid off dividends for both these drivers.
Junior trying to end that 100 race winless streak, but why wouldn't you just count on your spotter and hand signals instead of having to worry about all the voices on the radio?
Well, one thing is, yeah, your spotter and you can do that, but as far as when you're trying to run in this particular configuration, you need a partner. You've got to run with somebody, and hand signals, because the way these cars are configured, does not work that well. The big seats, the high rear spoiler makes it very difficult for a driver to hand signal each other. So radio communication is basically the best way to go.
On to Carl Edwards. Told us on the pre-race show he would team up with anybody, friends, enemies, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, it wouldn't matter. But you've been listening in with Marcus Ambrose, his Ford teammate, and _mate especially.
Yeah, they were really having fun early part of the race when you saw both these guys up front leading laps. And once they had completed that, when Marcus Ambrose led a lap here, he and Carl Edwards agreed, we're just going to work together, kind of hang around the back and just take care of our equipment to the end of the race. Like he said, I want to be around at the end. They're both happy. They both got bonus points, and that's what they're doing right now, just kind of enjoying the Sunday. And different strategies. Pole sitter Jeff Gordon teaming with Mark Martin. Those two early in the week, you heard Gordon say, hey, I don't want anybody on my radio except my teammates, but he may have to make adjustments. He might, but so far they've been able to also execute the plan from the start of this race. Both these guys leading laps and being able to do what they're doing. Even though they find themselves a half a lap down, Chris, they have the muscle. They know what they've got, and they're basically running their race. They're not letting the race basically dictate to them. They're running their pacing, thinking that by the time we get to the end, because even though we've only had one caution, we're going to have a lot more because the intensity is going to start to pick up as we go a little bit further. Yeah, last year 8 cautions, but only 1 in the first 76 laps. And in this case, with the pit stops, as we have a lead change going here, and again the teamwork of Ryan Newman and Kyle Busch challenging the Hendrick team of Jimmie Johnson and Earnhardt Jr. Again, you know, Ryan Newman knows how to win, because all of a sudden, you know, you had a situation where this guy has won a Daytona 500. You know he's a good super speedway racer, even though he's had a lot of bad luck here at Talladega. He's got a fast race car right now. He and Kyle Busch, you know, they're working together because they got split up after those pit stops, so they had to find a new dance partner, and that's one of the things we talked about. That plan was not working like it needed to, so now they're hooked up together, making it work. Also the pit strategy, if you go in together, come out together if you find that person to work with. Time to check out the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew Award. And you can text the car number for the crew you think will average the least amount of time to 234567. AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, is getting faster with 4G. Let's rejoin Darrell, Larry, and Mike. And Mike, it looks more and more like 2 drivers' heads are better than one.
Certainly, Chris. Here's how this pair got together. Ryan Newman and Denny Hamlin pitted on the same lap as teammates Joey Logano and Kyle Busch. But Logano and Hamlin were done about the same time. They pulled out together, and Kyle hooked up with Ryan Newman. They are at the front. Their teammates are 8.5 seconds back, 21st and 22nd.
Yeah, that was not planned. It's just the way it happened when they came off pit road after those green flag stops.
I'm just not sure that Kyle was happy with Joey Logano pushing him, because he pushed him all over the place and got him in trouble a couple of times. So I'm not saying he left him intentionally. I am going to say he probably not too disappointed that he's running with his other teammate.
They are together, and just ahead of them are Biffle and Bain, the 2 drivers that were leading this race just prior to pit stops. And Darrell, you pointed out Trevor Bain's trouble on pit road really was not the fault of the jackman leaving his post, but it was at the right front of the car.
Yeah, they run the real aggressive shocks on the car, and it won't let the tire fall down out of the fender well. And when that thing gets stuck up there, that makes that tire changer's job very difficult.
But even with the problem that the 21 car of Trevor Bain had, it still worked out, because I want you to look right here. It looks like right here that Greg Biffle's crew had a slower stop than Trevor Bayne. True indeed. Difference is Greg Biffle elected to go with 4 tires, Trevor Bayne with 2, so they were able to come back together even with the problem that the 21 had.
And most likely they called an audible on the 21. Once that tire got stuck up in there and they couldn't get it off, they probably called off 4 and just went with 2. And Dick, what do you got?
Well, a couple things on Trevor Bayne, Darrell. One is he's got a little vibration in the car, but more troublesome is he's got very little water pressure.
Whoa.
And this is a pressurized system on these cars, and the lower that pressure comes down, the more it'll start spitting water out at a lower temperature.
Yeah, and if it's going down, it makes me wonder if he hadn't lost quite a bit of water. Obviously, that's what's happening.
At the front, Jimmie Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 85 laps into the air. It's 4:99 on Fox. New leader in Talladega, as you see from our aerial coverage provided by DirecTV. To get the most sports in HD, call 1-800-DIRECTV. That is Ryan Newman for Stewart-Haas Racing with Kyle Busch. They're lapping past Landon Castle and trying to stay
Trouble, turn 3, Mike, sorry. Cars around everywhere.
3, 4 against the wall and sliding down to the inside. Reagan's in it. Casey Kane, Marcus Ambrose, Trevor Bayne, and Brad Keselowski. And a whole lot of dreams just went up in the fence in turn 3. Second caution of the day comes out at lap 90. Casey Kane aflame. And not going to get back to pit road with that one, perhaps. No, looks like he'll make it. At least get to a fire extinguisher with it.
I think that's what he's looking for, a safety crew. There's Trevor.
Trevor going to climb out.
David Reagan.
And let's watch from Trevor Bayne. As Casey Kane climbs out, he's okay. And Keselowski may have been bumped by his teammate.
Boy, it sure looked like it.
Think back to that first caution, it was Kurt Busch that got into Landon Castle as well. Boy, Marcus Ambrose in that 9 probably wondered what in the world, where did he come from?
Boy, a bunch of them are wondering that right now.
And he got hit twice. Or Reagan got hit.
Yeah,
by
the
Casey
16
Kane
there. See the 2 going up the guy just clipped him.
And here's David Reagan. Just getting pounded. So at least 5 cars involved. There's Keselowski up and into Ambrose after a hit from Kurt Busch. David Reagan.
Reagan's car is, I mean, it's already on fire. I guess that's from hitting somebody and breaking the oil cooler or something.
Trevor Bayne down on the apron, but Reagan comes down and collects him.
This is where I think Casey Kane in the 4 gets in trouble right here.
Keselowski's blue deuce.
Brad Keselowski, the winner here from 2 years ago.
And there are the cars involved, most of which I believe will not return to the racetrack, and all of whom we expected might figure in the outcome of today's race.
And you just never know. I mean, things have been pretty calm. I mean, the guys have been racing pretty, using good manners, taking care of each other.
But we've had 2 crashes, 2 big cautions, and the common denominator has been the 22 of Kurt Busch.
You see them down on the, here they come right back here, and it looks like that the 22 car of Kurt just got into the left rear of the 2 and turned him.
And then watch, here comes the 4, Casey Kane. He's trying to get away, and down slides Reagan right into his path.
He didn't even know he was there. He couldn't see him for the smoke. I know we can, but you can't when you're out there in the car. But I don't know where all that fire came from out of that.
Yeah, he had not been hit yet.
It didn't look like he'd hit anything yet. That's weird.
Casey Kane.
Mike, you talked about all 5 of these guys could be players. All 5 of these drivers had led this race at one point or another during the day.
All right, we'll clean up. Pit road remains closed. We're under caution in Dega.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series.
92 laps complete under the second caution of the day. An accident triggered by Kurt Busch into his teammate Brad Keselowski. 6 cars involved in all. Pit road now open. Krista.
The plan for David Rudiman to take 4 tires. This will be the first 4-tire change. He has taken 2 tires on both previous stops. Matt?
Now, Kyle Busch likes to be the pusher versus being the lead car. He wants a chassis adjustment to try to keep gripping the car. They sent a message down to the 39 pit that they were going for 4 tires so that way Newman could be on the same page. Steve.
Matt, on the last stop, A.J. Allmendinger in that famous 43 took just 2 tires. This time, the plan is to go with 4. He wants a windshield tear off, which he gets just now, and their service is done.
Paul Menard out quick, so is Kurt Busch and Regan Smith. Caution flag pit stops. We'll have another look at what happened from Trevor Bayne's car. Bayne and Marcus Ambrose released from the care center after this pileup at turn 3. Welcome back to Talladega, Alabama, where sun-drenched fans anticipate the usual great race finish here. But we're going to go back to what's put us under this caution and have a look at the 6 of David Reagan after we see the initial contact here with the 22 of Kurt Busch into Brad Keselowski, up and into Marcus Ambrose. But David Reagan's car was aflame despite no contact until he tried to swerve and got into Trevor Bayne.
It almost had to be blowing up. I mean, the engine must have been like perfect storm. Krista.
We'll investigate further. Thanks, Daryl. Krista.
Trevor Bayne watching our monitor to find out exactly what happened. What you saw, does that match what you think you saw when you were out there?
I missed the beginning of that, but really what I saw, I was on Greg Biffle's channel at the time. I saw the 6 car blowing up in front of us. I saw fire coming out from underneath it, so I key up. I'm like, they're blowing up, they're blowing up. Greg did a good job getting off the back of me, but at the same time, somehow the 2 car got hooked at like the same exact time. So as he's getting hooked, I just went to the bottom, got on the apron, and then somebody came and caught us in the right rear. I didn't see yet who it was, but somebody got us in the right rear, and it was a hard hit. You know, we came from the apron all the way across into the wall, but, you know, I was pumped about our day with a good Sam Club Ford. I mean, we led some laps. Greg led some laps. We just worked with him all day, so it's kind of weird that we didn't have any other dancing partners, but, you know, I thought we were fast, thought we were going to have a good car at the end, but I knew we had to make it to the end, and we didn't get to do that, but really pumped about how good this 21 crew did get this car together.
We're glad you're okay. Thanks, Trevor.
Thanks, Krista. David Reagan also released from the care center. You see him in the background. As let's give a listen to David Reagan's engine as he goes down the backstretch.
I think you're just about halfway down the back straightaway. You start to hear a little clicking sound, a little change in the sound of the engine. And Trevor Bayne said he saw it blowing up. So how ironic the engine would blow heading into a wreck.
Ready to go green. Camaro safety car is off. Paul Menard, Kurt Busch will share the front row for the restart. Regan Smith with Menard. And the Busch brothers on the outside lane, ahead of Allmendinger in the 43 and Newman in the 39. 92 laps to go at the stripe. We're back under green.
Interesting strategy. Kurt Busch, that 22, being pushed by his brother Kyle Busch in the 18. Fuel only on that stop right there.
Boy, on the inside, Boyer and Burton, they get a full head of steam down the back straightaway, and they're trying to come up the middle for the lead.
Ryan Newman in that 39's looking up there at Kyle Busch in the 18 said, wait a minute, I was your partner a while ago.
Sorry.
Speed date over.
Sorry.
And Newman's the wallflower right now. Back down to the care center, Krista.
Well, Mike, speaking of a date being over, we had documented that Carl Edwards had a vibration. Matt Kenseth had also talked about a vibration. Trevor Bayne mentioned that he saw your car blowing up before the incident happened with the 2 and the 22. Is that true?
Yeah, I didn't know that someone was blowing up. I felt like someone was blowing up around us, and I kind of looked around. Our gauges looked good, and our car was still running. And so there's obviously someone wrecking, right around us where the 2 car got wrecked, and I don't know exactly who clipped us. But unfortunate for our UPS team. Our UPS Ford was fast. It's just a product of this racing. Felt like we had an opportunity to win the race, and just kind of cruising around. So we'll look into it. And, thank you to everybody back at the shop.
Thanks, David. Definitely had an opportunity. A very fast race car today. Dick Berggren.
Brett Keselowski won here 2 years ago, but in the garage with a bent-up race car. What was it like inside that car?
Oh, yeah, it's a wild ride, but it's just part of this race, and I'm not exactly sure everything that happened there, but just a big pack in front of us, and they checked up, and I was trying to slow down, and we just didn't slow down at the same rate, and that just loads everything up and turned me. I just kind of lost the rear tires off the ground. That'll happen every time, but just part of this race, and you really can't blame anyone. It just that's Talladega, but our Miller Lite car was fast, drove it up to the front, and had both of our Dodgers with Kurt and I leading, and just trying to be there at the end, and didn't get the opportunity to do that. But that's just Talladega racing, and you win some, lose some.
Keselowski had a good day going.
Thanks, Dick. Like a hot knife through butter. That was Denny Hamlin's 11 and Logano's 20 as they sliced through the front 4.
But when I listen to those interviews about that accident, Brad saying that, well, they were bottling up in front of us, had to lift up a little bit. That's why Kurt got in the back of me. Reagan doesn't even know if his engine blew up or not. We just saw the fire coming out of it. It happened so fast that you just don't really know what happened until you sit down and look at it.
Interesting combination right here. That's the one thing about Joe Gibbs Racing. They have 3 drivers, 3 teams, so the other one has to find another partner. Kurt Busch has lost his partner. We just talked to him in the garage area, Brad Keselowski. But how about Dave Blaney in that 36? He has found Ryan Newman, or actually Kevin Harvick in the 29. Dave Blaney led the Daytona 500 for a few laps in his 36 car.
And there's a bunch of guys, just like we see Kevin Harvick in the 29 car, been riding around about a half lap down. And all of a sudden, hey, Mike.
Where'd he come from?
And it's not even time to close the deal yet.
No, it's early.
I mean,
a little early.
Just a little past halfway. So Harvick has shown he can get to the front.
No, he's got to get up there at some point to figure out where he wants to be when we get to the end of the race. So he's running a little experiment right now. I just think the same thing we saw at Daytona is probably going to be the same thing we're going to see here. The guy leading the race coming off the Fords is set and duck. And so you got to figure out, okay, so where do I need to be and who do I need to be with?
And that's what a lot of these laps are about right now.
All of these pairs working in tandem. Call it 2-driver tango, speed dating, whatever you'd like to call it. And the pair at the very back of this group, I mean the way back of this group, is your Pizza Hut fan favorite, Jeff Gordon. Back there with Mark Martin, sticking to the plan, the old married couple. They're not up front speed dating, they're just riding along. 29th, 30th, 6.5 seconds off the lead. Not the least bit concerned with what's happening up front.
They even made a second pit stop under that caution, as several other drivers elected to.
But you know what? You kind of get a bit of a false comfort, because when you've been back there like that out of harm's way and they have a wreck like we just had, you say, okay, I told you so. I told you we're going to have the big one. You may have more than one, guys. That's the only problem.
And they may come very late, part of our UPS logistics. Plan on this race possibly going into overtime.
There they
are. The other Hendrick pair, Jimmie Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr., 27th and 28th, just in front of Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin. And just ahead of them, a name we've not heard all day because he's been hanging out back, and that is Tony Stewart. Steve?
And Mike, that's an interesting combination as well. He's been running with David Gilliland in the 34 the entire race. For one thing, he trusts David Gilliland, and remember, Gilliland had a top 5 finish in the Daytona 500, but again, that's been Tony's comfort level, and that will change the later on in the race that we get.
Steve, you mentioned that. I've watched their lap times, and they can mirror 2 drivers that's up there leading the race a lot in this race so far.
You know, Mike Larry, there's just drivers that you normally wouldn't find yourself racing with, but you're comfortable with them on tracks like this, Daytona and Talladega, because they're pretty smart guys and usually stay out of trouble.
Carl Edwards led that lap. Boyer back to the front on the inside. Martin Truex up on the outside. Here come the Busch brothers right up the middle.
A couple other drivers that's made their way up there on the outside. Martin Truex Jr. in that 56 car, as well as Bobby Labonte. Remember, Bobby Labonte also had a top 5 finish in the Daytona 500.
And trust me, every driver here remembers the Daytona 500 and how it finished and who was up there when it was over with.
85 laps to go. Clint Boyer and his teammate Jeff Burton lead here at Talladega.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Dodge. Dodge, never neutral. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way.
81 laps to go in Talladega, and we're creeping up on the record, the NASCAR record for lead changes. 88 last year, 50 already today. 21 different drivers have led this race. In fact, the most consecutive laps that anybody has led today. At one point, Jimmie Johnson led 7 in a row. That's it.
And just remember, as I stated earlier, those lead changes are only monitored right there at the start-finish line, not all the way around the racetrack.
Sponsifier's back for 2011. This year, the winning designer gets a personal visit from their favorite driver. Go online for all new ways to create, customize, and share your designs. Things heating up at the front, looking for lead change 51. Here it comes. Regan Smith and Paul Menard, neither of whom have ever been to victory lane in a Sprint Cup race. Smith came so close, first car across the line here a couple of years ago, but NASCAR said he was below the yellow line, and the win went to the man he passed, Tony Stewart. So Smith looking for a little redemption. Paul Menard has been very strong on these 2.5-mile super speedways, but they're not going to lead this lap. Boyer back in front with Burton.
A little dicey through the old trial wheel, and trust me, 200 mile an hour through that trial wheel is a handful with somebody laid up on the back of you like that.
Now we had a little in-car audio from Boyer and Burton as they joked about how fast they could go and how hard.
I tell you what, we're faster with you pushing. But then get on with it. I'm going, damn it.
I'm bending the floor pan. That's all I can do.
That's right. Smith and Menard come back on the inside. Menard moved over from Ford to Chevrolet this year and is a teammate to both Boyer and Burton on the outside and Kevin Harvick.
I know we've said it a number of times, but those were the 2 guys when Tony Stewart won this race that were running second and third before Regan Smith went to the apron.
They were teammates at Dale Earnhardt Incorporated.
Kurt Busch, younger brother Kyle, the 22 and the 18. Whoa. Shoot out to the front, and here comes Bobby Labonte up the center, and he's got help from Martin Truex.
I'd say no question, 2 of the most pleasant surprises of 2011 is that 78 of Regan Smith and Paul Menard in that 27, qualifying and in the race.
Well, Darrell said at the top of the show, if you can stay on the lead lap, you've got a chance to win this thing. Into the tri-oval, the start-finish line 1,000 feet away, and we will rank it up for you. Labonte keeps digging, trying to become the 22nd driver to lead this race. 52 lead changes thus far. But they got hung on the outside, and now 5th and 6th are Labonte and Truex.
And Mike, you got to love this kind of racing. Is there anybody in the field that hadn't had a shot at leading this thing? Is there anybody in the field that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, J.J. Yaley. He's running third. He didn't even start this race. Bill Elliott started the 46. Yaley climbed aboard on one of the cautions, and here he is running third.
Being pushed by Terry Labonte, 2-time Sprint Cup Series champion. The problem, they did not pit that last caution. They're going to have to come to pit road within about the next 5 laps for a green flag pit stop.
Back to Yaley in that 46. Remember the last time a relief driver went to victory lane? Darrell Waltrip in relief of Donnie Allison.
That was a mess. Inside the car.
The Bush brothers out in front of the Aaron's 499, 75 laps to go.
Trouble, turn 3, Mike, sorry. Cars around everywhere.
3-4 against the wall and sliding down to the inside. Reagan's in it.
Check up. Get low if you can, Stay low. Watch the car on fire, pit road entrance here.
Check of the headlines from Talladega. Time for an AT&T race break. Regan Smith and Paul Menard trying to hold off Clint Boyer and Jeff Burton at the moment. In that wreck moments ago, we had the winner 2 years ago at Talladega, Keselowski, and then the winner of the Daytona 500, Trevor Bayne, involved in David Reagan, who was trying to win this one. So far, Clint Boyer, Jeff Hammond, has led this race 11 different times, 53 lead changes. But viewers watch these 2-car combinations with drivers. If somebody wants to, within the spirit of the race, break up a 2-car driver combination, how could they go about it?
I think you've got to wait and try to catch these guys when they're making the swaps and try to mess them up. We've already seen if they have a bad exchange, you can really mess up the momentum and send them deep in the field. So if you can catch a guy making that kind of exchange late in the race, you could disrupt them. It could affect the outcome of this race. And you talk about Clint Boyer, remember, he knows his way to victory lane here at Talladega.
Yeah, 21-22 leaders as he moves back out in toward the front. Now we have about 70 right at the mark, Jeff. 70 laps to go here. So when do some of those drivers at the back of the pack, and Jamie McMurray was one of those who said at the beginning of the race, that's where we're going to start and watch and wait. When do they have to make their move?
Well, we know we've got a couple more pit stops to go, Chris, but actually I think within the next last 50 laps, you are going to have to think about, as we see Dave Blaney right now with a little bit of assistance from Kevin Harvick in that 29 car, pushing him toward the start-finish line. We got another lead change.
Anybody
right there.
can lead here
again,
today.
You and I can get out there if we got a good fast race car. We can probably lead this race.
All right, we'll take a look at the current standings. The fastest pit crew award. Get in on the action by texting the car number you think will average the least amount of time. AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, is getting faster with 4G, and Clint Boyer has led the most laps, Mike, in this race so far.
25, Chris. Jimmie Johnson's led 13. Nobody else more than a dozen. J.J. Yaley's made a pit stop under green. It's a 2-pit stop race from here. Blaney's going to cost his sponsor a lot of money running like this. You saw it on the taillight panel of his car. He's being pushed by Harvick out in front in relief, or rather Dave Blaney out in front of the Tommy Baldwin car. Yaley finishes his stop, exits pit road.
Yeah, Terry Labonte had to make his stop. Now Michael Waltrip is on pit road.
Sprint users have spoken. Let's ride shotgun. Back here, brought to you by Sprint and HTC Evo 4G. Right along with Jimmie Johnson, Dale Jr.
Good job. Keep rolling now.
Fuel your inner NASCAR fan with live in-car audio and real-time stats on NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile and the new HTC Evo 4G at sprint.com/speed.
Darrell, I think you mentioned it a while ago. We're at commercial break. I think this was, what did you call this group back here that's back there lurking?
Yeah.
The Predators.
The Predators are just laying back here, waiting to see what's going to happen. You see Jeff Gordon way at the back of the top of the screen up there. comes Carl. A lot of good cars. Mark Martin, they're all just kind of laying back here, waiting just a little while.
Yeah, all drivers that's led this race.
But you know something, I mentioned in the pre-race, trouble on the back straightaway, going down the back into the third turn. I really believe that some of that trouble, what other than maybe right here in the tri-oval.
Well, Harvick and Blaney tried to pull the switch. They got a little too far away from each other as the Busch brothers were coming and almost stacked everybody up.
But I believe some of that trouble starts by trying to turn your radio to a different channel or just looking down or something. And when you look up, things aren't the way you last remembered them.
Kurt and Kyle Busch out in front of the field with 66 laps to go in Talladega, Alabama.
NASCAR Sprint Cup racing on Fox is sponsored by the new Chevy Silverado HD, Motor Trend's 2011 Truck of the Year.
62 laps to go in the Aaron's 499 on Fox. Not sure what that is. But we're told it may have come off Clint Boyer's car. NASCAR has observers stationed all the way around the racetrack to advise the tower if there's something on track that would provoke a caution.
In my view, that looked like a piece of metal, actually. Not sure, but it sure did look like it.
An interesting dynamic here. A 10-car breakaway from the field, and the next group back are 5 cars. Well, make that 8 cars now, drafting single file, old school, and there is the caution.
Yeah, I think that was a piece of metal. I would have been a little concerned about that.
Only the 3rd caution today. It comes out at lap 128 for that piece of debris up in the corner.
With this caution here, we know everyone will be on pit road. It makes it a one-stop race after this.
There you go. There's where it came from. A piece of out from under the rear bumper of the 33 car here. You see it flying down the track.
And when you look at everybody's front and rear bumper, they're absolutely already wore out.
What are they going to do on pit stop, Steve?
Mike, listening to Kurt Busch and Steve Addington. Steve Addington just asked Kurt, should we leave it alone right here? Kurt hasn't replied yet, but Kurt did tell his brother Kyle, hey, good job, Kyle. Kyle said 10-4. Let's see what happens on pit road. Matt?
In the conversation between Kyle Busch and Dave Rogers, they were trying to extend their fuel window, having Kyle conserve fuel. He was breathing out of the throttle considerably, but now that all goes out the window. No changes on this stop for Kyle Busch. 4 tires. Nick?
Regan Smith have been running together for many, many laps. Menard in car number 27 is going to pit, and all they're going to do is put fuel and right side tires on it. Krista?
David Rudeman, not typically optimistic, but he has reason to be here. He finished 4th in the fall after leading 14 laps. He's been running very well with his partner AJ Allmendinger for this race. A little bit of bad luck this year. He said bad luck is the only luck they've had. They're hoping to turn that around today.
Thanks, Krista. 3rd caution of the day in Talladega. Let's look ahead with NASCAR on Fox. April 30th. Our coverage continues. Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, under the lights at the 3/4 mile in Richmond, Virginia. Saturday, May 7th, Darlington, South Carolina, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Dover, Delaware on the Concrete Mile, Sunday, May 15th. For Sprint Cup Series racing beginning at 12:30 Eastern. Our NASCAR coverage continues in high definition right here on Fox. Robbie Gordon is the free pass car on this, the 3rd caution of the day. Casey Mears got the free pass on the last yellow flag. So when we restart, we'll have 28 lead lap cars.
I can't help but think when I see the 2 Busch brothers up there working with each other. Go back a few years ago in the Sprint All-Star race. They wrecked each other in May. It took all the way to Thanksgiving. In November, their grandmother said, boys, you will work this out. I'm tired of it.
Did you find Kyle's comment a little cryptic? Let's see what happens on pit stops to see if we're going to get to work together again.
Well, he left his teammate coming off pit road. Remember, his drafting buddy, I think at the time, was Ryan Newman. He left him on pit road. Kyle is one of those guys, he'll get out on an island, and you can join him if you'd like.
But it's his island.
It's his island.
Lead lap cars pitting this time. Everyone else will pit next time by.
See Kurt Busch here, the 22 car, going with 4 tires, and right now you see the official pointing they've got a lug nut issue on the right front. You can see the crew member right there going around to put that lug nut on.
What did Kyle say? Let's see what happens on pit road.
Well, I think we just saw it.
Now 7 lead lap cars did not pit as Paul Menard leads the race off pit road. Carl Edwards stayed out, so did his teammate Greg Biffle, along with 5 others. There is the call on the loose lug nut, remedied before the car left the pit box. We're under caution in Talladega.
An amazing 61 lead changes here at Talladega in time for an AT&T race break with 58 laps to go. And under our third caution, the first one came out on lap 28. Landed Castle, but loose and into the wall. Brian Vickers involved. Kurt Busch affecting that. And some of this 2-driver combination we've been seeing. Look at how Dale Earnhardt Jr. moves to the front with help from Jimmie Johnson on lap 90. This was the biggest one so far. Can always have a bigger one here. 5 cars involved. Kurt Busch triggering that. And on board with David Reagan, who had hopes of getting his first career win. Hit hard, everybody walked away okay. And that is the car of Casey Kane, who tweeted moments ago that I'm okay. And certainly his car was not okay. But Jeff, as we look at Tony Stewart right behind Casey Mears as cars cycle through, he has not been a player all day.
Well, he's now elected to come to pit road and change tires on this 14 car once again, put him at the back of the pack. Things are starting to take a little bit of a kind of like a different look as we got late in the race, because we've been talking about the guys that have been staying in the back like the 14 car. It's now just about time you're going to have to dig in a little bit deeper and move your way to the front. So it's going to be interesting to see how it kind of, works as far as that's concerned.
All right, down to the pits, his teammate being creative with the rear bumper here. This is Ryan Newman's car.
Yeah, they came into pits and they were working with the rear bumper, putting bare bond on the backup. Now you see the team actually greasing up the rear bumper, because when these guys get hooked up, it makes the car slide around and not upset them if the car is basically greasy or slick on the back end. So a little bit of, Mike, you might say, modern technology at its finest.
I thought they borrowed some of your sunscreen.
Exactly.
To do that.
My suntan oil.
All right, so how about the Hendrick combination? They had the first 4 drivers to start. You said they could set the tone. We've seen them up in the front, in the back. We've seen them split pairs. It seems like they have things laid out.
They do. I think they've been very, very patient to try to work things around. But the key is going to be these restarts late in the race can really break you up. And trying to get back with your dance partner, it could be good or it could be real ugly.
And today's current standings for the fastest pit crew so far. AT&T customers can find out the final race standings by texting to a certain number and replying OK. AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, is getting faster with 4G. And again, Clint Boyer's led 12 times today. The record here is 20 by Donnie Allison, Mike, and Buddy Baker.
Thanks, Chris. Brad Paisley among those watching today, and he tweets, I haven't seen this much adolescent bumping and grinding since the prom.
Brad's my neighbor.
Ready to restart. 62 lead changes among 23 drivers. Tony Stewart stayed out an extra lap before he pitted so he could pick up a bonus point for leading.
Not real sure about putting that grease on that rear bumper. I think it could create some problems. Looks to me like not for him.
It's one of those things I question.
For people behind him.
Yeah.
Paul Menard, Regan Smith, a couple of the dark horse candidates to win, along with A.J. Allmendinger and Jeff Burton on the restart. Then it's Bowyer and Kyle Busch, Rudeman, Logano, Blaney, and Jimmie Johnson, the top 10.
Saw Jeff Burton in that 31 drop to the bottom the minute they crossed the start-finish line to find his teammate and partner Clint Bowyer in that 33.
Oh, we'll get back to some of that early intensity that we had when the race started. Guys are starting to look at the scoreboard. Laps are running down.
But interesting strategy by Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Carl Edwards and others not to pit the first time by so they could be assured of restarting in the back, thinking it's still too soon with 56 to go.
Well, they know the same thing I just said. The intensity's going to pick up, and guys are getting a little tired now. Their brains they've been scorching their brain all afternoon, and you can make mistakes.
Well, I think it's safe to say we are not done with cautions, and we know we have at least one more pit stop.
Blaney and Harvick work the top, the 36 and 29. Jeff Burton, along with Clint Boyer, about 3 miles an hour faster than Smith and Menard.
Every one of those 6 drivers has the Earnhardt Childress Racing engines in them up there at the front.
Back at 11th and 12th, Jimmie Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. closing up on his teammate. We listened in.
It could get terribly busy, but I don't know if it's going to get a whole lot worse than it was at the very start of the race when we were racing like hell up there.
So I want to get a bunch of cars between us, get separated as we get going.
Yeah, simple. You just go hard, and if either one of us gets in any trouble, we'll holler.
10-4.
They are bump drafting and about to be passed. On the inside, Montoya and McMurray, teammates at Earnhardt Ganassi Racing, battling the 2 Hendrick drivers.
Didn't hear any urgency in either one of those guys' voices, but they do realize that things are going to get a little bit busier than they have been in the last several laps.
Dave Blaney, the former World of Outlaws Sprint Car champion, has already led twice, and now he leads for the 3rd time today with an assist from Kevin Harvick.
I mean, this is so cool to see Dave Blaney driving for Tommy Baldwin, a single car team. They struggle for sponsorship, but they can lead the race at Talladega with roughly 50 laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, normally I guess they fall into, well, not this year so much, but they're not a team that you'd expect to see up here leading the race.
Well, don't look back because everybody's coming. Smith and Menard, Busch and Logano. Busch the elder with help from Matt Kenseth, his former teammate. Allmendinger, Truex, about a dozen cars, and they all want the lead.
And Kyle Busch in that blue 18, he's had a new partner after every set of pit stops, it seems like.
Probably pretty happy. I think he enjoyed. I'm not sure they work well together, but they sure go fast together.
Busch has not so much been the Pied Piper. It's more like catch me if you can.
Well, we know those 2 drivers worked together in the early part of the race, Kyle Busch and Joey Logano, who are teammates.
We asked a few drivers what they think is the ideal position to be in when this gets down to 1 lap to go.
To me, here at Talladega, coming to the last lap, I would still rather be that 2nd place car or the 2nd pack catching that 1st pack.
You want to be the 2nd car if there's only 2 of you.
My ideal position is, a teammate behind me, and 3 or 4 of them behind them, and we're just inching ahead of them a little bit.
I really don't think there is a preferred one. You just have to know how to be able to manage it, whether you're the lead guy, whether you're the pushing guy. I've won with leading on the final lap, and I've won coming from 3rd on the final lap.
51 laps to go, and every one of these lead lap cars, all 29 of them, are still in it to win it.
I saw Joey Logano do an interview after yesterday's race, and I think he finished 2nd to Kyle yesterday, and he said, I'm getting tired of pushing people to the victory. I'd kind of like to get one for myself.
Right. What does Kevin Harvick think about pushing Dave Blaney up into the lead?
I have nightmares tonight about kids eating free.
That's what we were talking about. It's all over the taillight panel of Blaney's car that his sponsor Golden Corral will feed kids free on Monday if Dave finishes in the top 10. I bet Harvick will go for a meal.
That's all he sees right now. Running behind somebody is like running behind a big truck going down the interstate. I mean, you're tucked in behind a big truck. You don't know whether there's something going on in front of you or not because you can't see around him.
Well, watch what almost happened behind him with Michael Waltrip and Jimmie Johnson, or rather Michael Waltrip and Johnson, the 48. Whoa.
Yeah. Terry Labonte in that 32 car got Michael loose. And we heard Michael say earlier his car was a little bit loose with somebody up behind him, and it sure was then.
Things still sorting out with 29 cars on the lead lap and just under 50 laps to go. Trouble on the back straightaway.
Big wreck.
Kyle Busch is against the wall and other cars are damaged. 49 laps to go. Matt Kenseth is in it. Lot of right front damage. And Joey Logano and Kyle Busch would have been a major part of this one. Watch the orange number 20 of Logano and the blue 18 of Kyle Busch.
Right at the top up here of your screen. Just haven't liked this personally. I haven't liked this combination.
It was right there on the exit of the corner. It looked like his car was a little bit loose to begin with.
Allmendinger spins.
With the 11 car of Hamlin, great job of missing that.
Here's another look.
You know, that could have been one of those situations where the 18 was closing on the car in front of him there. I think it may have been Menard, and had to get out of the throttle just a teeny bit, and that's what caused the 20 car of Logano to turn him.
And we actually documented, Kyle Busch said earlier in the race, I do not like being hit in my left rear.
Yeah, it's the 27. They come up here, and maybe Kyle has to lift a little bit, and when he does, Joey doesn't know it, obviously, and maybe that was part of the problem.
Yeah, Darrell, about 6 cars ahead of them, even up at Jeff Burton and Boyer. Cars were starting to drift up to the high side. That hole was closing up, and it just accordioned back to Kyle Busch and Logano.
Yeah, as fast as they're closing, you know, if you lift this a little wee bit, the guy that I said, like, you don't know what he's doing. You just follow along blind. Let's see if we can tell if these 78 and the 27 do anything. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Now, Allmendinger spun. I'm not sure if there was any damage to the 43. And here's the car of yesterday's winner, all banged up on pit road.
Guess what? His car yesterday looked like
close to that.
And he won. Yeah, they're working hard on Allmendinger's car. Damage there. Pit road is open. Dick Berggren.
And Dave Blaney started way back in the 35th position, Mike. He is leading in this round of pit stops, and most of the people on my end are going to take fuel only. There's Blaney's number 36.
Matt. And Clint Boyer will have to drive around the 18 of Kyle Busch, already on pit road. Fuel only for the 33. Meanwhile, the 29 of Kevin Harvick, same game plan, fuel only. He's already away, Steve.
And Matt, looks like the same scenario for Kurt Busch. Just fuel. He told his spotter it's hard to know what to do out there right now, but fuel only for Kurt Busch.
There's the race off pit road. All the top 10 cars took on only Sunoco race fuel, no Goodyear tires. We'll ride with Kyle Busch through this as he is in the pits repairing damage from this.
NASCAR Sprint Cup racing on Fox is delivered by UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you.
28 cars on the lead lap, working the 4th caution of the day. Martin Truex Jr. is the leader over Terry Labonte, Tony Stewart, David Gilliland, and Kevin Harvick. The 18 and the 20 get together here. Joey Logano into the back of his teammate Kyle Busch as things appeared to stack up in front of them, and across came Kyle into Matt Kenseth, who was with Krista.
Well, Matt Kenseth had several different dancing partners today. You survived the incident that took out your dancing partner, David Reagan. This one not so lucky. What happened out there?
I'm not really sure. I was just going straight, and the next thing I knew, I got in the right rear and went head in the wall. So it's It's really difficult. You know, I was following my buddy Kurt there, and we were making some good moves up there. And I mean, all you can see is a guy's spoiler. It's just all you can see is a spoiler at 200 miles an hour, nothing else. It's not really the safest environment, but it's just what we have to do. I feel bad. We have a pretty fast car, but there's just so much that's out of your hands here. You know, you're following a guy in front of you. Wherever he goes, you're going to go. And we were just going straight. I thought we had tons of room around us, and you know, the next thing I knew, I was in the wall. So I don't really know what happened there.
Is this like driving in whiteout conditions in Wisconsin?
No.
Similar?
Yeah, no, because we don't run 210 miles an hour and have all these other cars around, or 200 miles an hour. So it's frustrating. No matter where we're going to finish today, it's a frustrating type of racing, to say the least. I wish we could figure out how to do something different. I don't know if it's good to watch or not, but it's not that much fun to be in, especially to be the second car. It's just it'd be nice to be able to see and you know, control your own destiny a little bit more.
Thanks, Matt.
Kenseth was right on the back bumper of Kurt Busch's number 22 when all this happened. And Kurt got through it unscathed. Here's how he reacted.
It's amazing. I just looked up, the 17's just right on my bumper. I feel like somebody just flicked me in the shoulder just a little bit. I look up, and the 17's on the outside fence.
Kurt Busch continues. He's one of those lead lap cars. He's in 5th place. Now, Larry, what about the Hendrick strategy on this caution period?
Well, I think the strategy is to try to make sure they have enough fuel to make it to at least lap 188, because when that caution came out and everyone pitted on the first go-around with 47 to go, that's just right there with no cushion for possibly overtime or green-white checkered. I think that was good strategy topping off right there.
I do too. I like that.
Teammates Kevin Harvick and Jeff Burton will be side by side. Harvick will have his other Childress teammate right behind, and that is Clint Boyer, while the 4th Childress car is Paul Menard right behind Burton on the outside. So we started the day with 4 Hendrick cars up front. We're going to restart with 44 to go with 4 Richard Childress cars in front of Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Dave Blaney, Regan Smith, Montoya, and McMurray. Green flag.
You have to admit, Mike, Larry, that these guys are pretty sharp. Harvick and some of these guys that were riding around at the back, they missed the first big wreck because they were in the back. Now they missed the second big wreck because they're in the front.
And you see about a dozen cars elected to restart about 3 or 4 seconds behind the lead pack.
When I look at that second group right there, that second 2-driver tandem, McMurray in the 1, Montoya in the 42, they have been at the back of this race the entire time. I think they have decided it's time to go here with just a little over 40 laps to go.
They are 3rd and 4th. Jimmie Johnson and Dale Jr. 5th and 6th. Truex and his partner Rudeman 7th and 8th as we crank it up for you. Things getting busy at the front of the pack. Harvick the leader. Here comes McMurray. Here comes Truex. 4 wide. Martin Truex may lead this lap. No. He does, and Burton hangs on.
He saved it. I cannot believe Jeff Burton saved it, and that was over 190 miles an hour.
Burton went off track off the front bumper of Paul Menard, kept the wheels straight, straightened it back out, and although he went below the line, no penalty as he did not advance his position, he almost was out of the race.
So thankful when they paved all this down the front straightaway right here at the start-finish line. You're going to see him take a little bit of a wild ride right here in the old cat car. She is out of control. Never lifted, right back up in front of Menard and kept on digging.
That was tense. Kurt Busch emerges with the lead. Joey Logano on his bumper. And here comes Harvick once again with help from Bowyer.
And how about those two Michael Waltrip racing cars? Martin Truex Jr. in the 56, Rudiman in the 00. They're right up in the mix.
Rudiman's pretty good here. Larry and Mike.
Riding with Martin Truex. Let's take an inside look at what's happening in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, brought to you by Sprint and HTC Evo 4G. Truex has the fastest lap of the race, set back at lap 6. Biggest mover, you're looking at him, number 29, Kevin Harvick, up 36 spots from where he started. Fuel your inner NASCAR fan with live in-car audio and real-time stats on NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile and the new HTC Evo 4G. Matt?
Mike, about 5 laps ago, Bowyer told Harvick to take the high line, give up the bottom. That way, if they needed to, they could aerodynamically stall out the two cars in the bottom. And they did just that about 2 laps ago with Logano and Truex.
Might not be able to do that this time as they get shot from both sides.
Oh boy, here they come.
Yeah, I believe the intensity is picking up with 39 to go.
Oh yeah.
Burton looking for room in the middle with Menard pushing.
He just had to take it off. He had to rest a lap there. Get his breath back. He's good to go now.
Truex on the bottom. 25 leaders, 71 lead changes. And Truex trying to lead this lap, and he will with help from Rudiman.
I can't tell you how hard it is to come through the tri-oval here with somebody pushing you like that. The tri-oval is a really loose area of the racetrack. Think about it. Have near the banking in the tri-oval we have in the corners, and you're running just as fast.
And that part of the tri-oval, they're trying to figure out, where do I want to be in that tri-oval coming to that checkered flag?
And more coming. It's now 12 cars under a blanket up front. Wow.
This is going to get a big.
Now that Kevin Harvick in the 29, he has picked up his teammate Clint Bowyer. You see Dave Blaney in that 36 car. He's found Regan Smith in the 78.
And look at that aqua-colored car of Andy Lally. Andy was a lap down at the start of the race. Got back on the lead lap with a free pass, and now he and Terry Labonte, they're flirting with the top 10.
It's be huge for Andy Lally in that 71. They come into Talladega outside the top 35 and owner points by 4 points.
And I'm really happy for Doug Richard, the crew chief, the new crew chief on this car. Doug's a great guy. Needs a break. This could be big for Andy and Doug. And that whole operation.
37 laps to go. What is the closer doing out front this soon?
It's time to close.
You're watching the Aaron's 499 on Fox. .33 laps to go. 10 cars battle for the lead. Here you see them from our aerial coverage provided by DirecTV. To get the most sports in HD, call 1-800-DirecTV. Burton just told Paul Menard 2 laps ago on the radio, don't give up. We've still got a good chance. Keep on digging, Paul. We're not done. And they are trying to fight off Dave Blaney and Regan Smith at the front.
Larry, the 36 car leading the race, Dave Blaney, Tommy Baldwin's car. People always criticize some of these start and park guys. That's the result of starting and parking, getting your feet on the ground, getting a sponsor like Golden Corral, and now showing what you can do.
Prime example of never give up.
Never give up.
Not in a race or not during the season.
Amazing.
Blaney likes Talladega, finished 3rd here in the October race in 2007. Childress teammates trying to battle, and here come the Ganassi cars. Montoya 42 and McMurray in the 1. A lot of the usual suspects are hanging out further back.
Yeah, but they're closing in.
There's a look at your Pizza Hut fan favorite, Jeff Gordon, in the 24, along with Mark Martin in the 5. They've been welded together since the initial drop of the green flag today. Back there at 15th and 16th. Jimmie Johnson, Dale Jr. still working together. Carl Edwards with his Roush Fenway Ford teammate, Greg Biffle. 31 laps to go.
Yeah, there's a couple of pods here and there. They're spread out, but they're starting to close the gap. I've been watching lap times. The 24 and the 5 closing the gap.
The Childress cars have shown no reluctance to run at the front. Boyer has led a lot today. So has Harvick. So has Burton. They've each led half a dozen laps or more. And so is Paul Menard. Pretty big weekend for Richard Childress.
Yes, it is. But when I look at those front two, Clint Boyer in the 33, Kevin Harvick in the 29, they swept the races here last year, and actually a photo finish between Boyer and Harvick in the fall race, with Boyer taking the win.
Just got to tell you, the 24 and the 5, the 48 and the 88, they're not done, boys.
No, they're lurking. Johnson Earnhardt 17th and 18th, just behind Gordon and Mark Martin.
We know they're fast. They were the top 4 qualifiers in qualifying yesterday.
If you've made your last pit stop, how long do you dare wait before you have to come up and challenge this lead back?
Well, you can't wait too long because of the speed disparity in between the 2 cars pushing and setting somebody up. So that's the hard part, and that's what these guys, I think, have been trying to figure out themselves. But I think you got to get up there in the mix now. It's getting down to crunch time.
Last lap by, Gordon and Martin 0.6 of a second faster than the race leaders.
No, they've decided to hold it wide open for a while. They've been riding around back here. They haven't been doing that, but I really have been watching them, and they got fast race cars.
Right up the middle, the Michael Waltrip Toyotas. Martin Truex in the Napa car. David Rudiman on his bumper, trying to challenge for the lead once again.
And boy, you just think about Martin Truex, 2 weeks that he's had. Big crash Martinsville, big crash Texas. Man, if he could come out of here with a good finish, get the monkey off his back.
It's been a long time since he went to victory lane, Dover, back in 2007.
"28 laps to go, 10 cars still tightly packed at the front of the field. How will this shake out?"
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Viagra, by Subway Restaurants, the official training restaurant of Carl Edwards. Subway, eat fresh. And by Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series.
25 laps to go in Talladega, and just as 10 cars were catching the lead 8, and it got really interesting, debris on the backstretch puts us under caution for the 5th time today.
Don't know how it's going to play out, but that 5 and the 24, they were coming to the front in a hurry. I think they had it timed out pretty good had we not had this caution.
Jeff Gordon is NASCAR's all-time restrictor plate race winner with 12. None since 2007. Clint Boyer won here last fall. So Larry, 25 to go. Let's go downstairs and find out who is going to pit and who is not. Matt?
Mark Martin is planning on pitting for fuel, but the 33 and 29, Harvick and Boyer, they're going back and forth on their radio, jointly talking about whether to stay out and try to conserve fuel or come in to top off. Still haven't decided yet, Dick.
And Jeff Burton has decided that he is going to stay out. Blaney and group haven't decided what they're going to do yet. This is a roll the dice pit stop for sure. Steve.
And here in the 1 pit, just talking to their team, they think at this point they're going to stay out. The 20 looks like they will, but the 1 stays out, Krista.
Carl Edwards talking about tires. They have one set of sticker tires left behind the wall. They are planning on pitting to come in for those 4 tires and the fuel.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about tires, but when I think about a lot of the drivers, with the exception of the Hendrick drivers and Martin Truex Jr., when they topped off with 1 to go, I think they're in good shape. But some of these guys are thinking about lap 188. I think you have to think about 3 green, white checkers. Darrell, the other thing, a little technical here, I want more fuel in the back of that car. It pulls the back of the car down with the weight. She'll run faster, but they have to do it together.
Yeah, I always had to, my theory always was, when in doubt, stay out. That's been my theory, and particularly when tires are not an issue.
Well, we would hope that the cars who stay out because of these caution laps, and you burn about half as much fuel on a caution lap as you do a green lap under normal conditions, they would have enough fuel to last the distance. But the smartest minds of the sport are the ones on pit road cranking the calculators and making the calls. Who will come and who will stay out? Pit road is open.
Looks like about the top 10 stayed out, but here they come. Kurt Busch in the 22, and about everyone follows suit.
Kurt Busch and Joey Logano lead them down into their stalls at the south end of pit road, along with Tony Stewart, A.J. Allmendinger, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin. Matt?
Newman has already topped off for fuel. Meanwhile, the 48 of Jimmie Johnson, they're going to go 4 tires on this machine. The 5 of Mark Martin, he's already away. He took fuel as well.
Well, Mark got fuel, and he's coming out as Jeff Gordon is still getting tires. And Mark may wait for him. They may yet be together once we get ready for the restart. Lots of different strategies. 23 laps left to see how they play out. 21.5 laps to go, ready to restart after the 5th caution flag. There are Childress cars, 4 of them at the front, but not lined up with the partners they were drafting with earlier. How's this going to sort out?
Well, I think the front is set 2 by 2 by 2 here. We got some teammates and guys that have been working together pretty much the whole race. Then you fall back into the pack there a little bit, and you'll see the 5 and the 24, the 99 and the 16. There's some guys back there going to have to make some pretty quick moves here. Ryan Newman's back there and Tony Stewart. So we'll see how the guys in the back of the pack work their way to the front here, how long it takes them.
Blaney in 3rd, Regan Smith in 6th. They have no teammates at the front. Can they find each other? Will they find another partner? We're about to find out. 21 to go, green flag.
Saw Regan Smith in 78, Mike, right past the start-finish line, jumped down in behind Dave Blaney in that 36.
Which is fine unless Blaney goes up and picks up the 29 of Harvick.
Well, we know they've run together earlier in the race.
Harvick's having a hard time getting up to speed, though. Man, his car is really slow to come alive. Starting to pick up a little speed, but everybody's going by him down the back. That is not what he needed to see.
Matt?
Miscommunication, Mike. The game plan was for Bowyer to take the outside, then drift in front of Harvick. When they were trying to get back to Bowyer to finalize the plan, he had already finalized the plan with the 31 of Burton. So that meant Harvick at the last 6. Confusion.
Well, here's what Clint Bowyer said before the restart.
Obviously what we need to do here is take the top, get on Kev's channel, just have him clear you down, but wait on that line. I mean, do that or just stay there and work with Burton, whatever you guys want me to do.
Well, he ended up coming across and picking up one teammate, leaving the other to fend for himself, and now everybody's paired up once again, often with new partners.
There's one thing that changes all that strategy is the green flag. When it comes out, it changes everything. He said Burton, he mentioned it, that maybe I need to work with him. I think that's what took place.
Regan Smith and Paul Menard in the 27. 2 of the drivers we tabbed at the top of the show to perhaps become first-time Sprint Cup winners here this afternoon, and they lead Montoya, who's never won a Cup race on an oval track. McMurray, Bowyer, and Burton, the 6-car breakaway.
Now, what's interesting with Montoya in the 42 being pushed by McMurray in the 1, I know before that caution, Chris Devoto was telling me that Montoya was up to 270 degrees on water temperature.
That caution will get everything down. That'll get all the temps down, and you ought to be able to sit there and pushed pretty hard for several laps.
6 cars alone out front. 2 losing a bit of ground there, and that will help Martin Truex and Rudeman to gain some ground, as indeed they're side by side with the 5th and 6th place cars and looking for the front.
Yeah, the 42 and the 1 almost look like they stopped over there.
Darryl, you talked at the top of the show, don't give up. I look at Denny Hamlin and that 11 car right there, all types of damage. Don't know how many pit stops he made, and there he's up there pushing Ryan Newman in the 39.
Well, he's another guy that needs a great finish today. A win would certainly do a lot for that team. They have been hurting.
And the big losers temporarily on this restart were Dave Blaney and Kevin Harvick. Where did he go?
Yeah, well,
back to 14th.
Yeah, got shuffled back on that restart.
Toyota's to the front now. Truex.
Whoa, no.
Newman saves it.
They all saved it. Murray's still on the apron.
Unbelievable.
I think Juan's got the most damage out of that.
No caution.
And Montoya.
Definitely a lot of damage on the right front of the 42 car.
How did Ryan Newman hold on to that race car?
And now McMurray has lost his wingman that he has been with since the drop of the green flag.
And what has happened to Jeff Burton and Regan Smith? They have dropped way back.
I think that was just a matter of everybody kind of getting checked up in that mess. Look at these two here, though.
Watch the silver and black, 39 of Newman. I don't believe he saves that race car thanks to Montoya.
You know why? You know why Ryan Newman can do that? Dirt track racing, man. They get him that crossed up on dirt and save him all the time. Then 42 pounded into him and got him back up in the racetrack. But that is an amazing job of driving. That right there, most guys throw up their head and say, I'm done.
But watch Regan Smith in that black 78 turn straight up the hill. That's why he lost some time, but he's glad he didn't lose a race car.
That could have been the big one, but for Ryan Newman and Montoya.
That's why these guys, they are the greatest in the world at what they do.
And what they did allowed Truex and Rudeman to scoot out front. Look at the damage on Newman's car. No matter. He's still getting a push from Denny Hamlin.
It just seems to me the more you get your car beaten up down here, the better it runs.
Back to 9th and 10th.
These two guys, 56 and 00, the Michael Waltrip cars, they got out there. They hit a huge lead. But I'm telling you right now, those guys back there running 5th and 6th, they've been sitting on something all day long.
Yep, company's coming. Our front row starters, Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin, the 24 and the 5, will have something to say about this before it ends.
Just before that caution came out, these were the 2 fastest cars on the racetrack. Hadn't shown it all day long, but they're showing it now. They got speed, baby.
Around goes a car in the back straightaway, and it's Newman.
Can he save it again?
Yeah,
he did.
And we have no caution.
Oh yeah, he's got to stop.
Now we'll have one.
Well, he's probably got 4 tires, and you can't drive that thing around that far on 4 flat tires.
Yeah, he's
but
all
keeping that car off the wall, another.
Caution out, caution. Left side damage, guys.
Just amazing example of car control by Ryan Newman. How's this start? He's got help from Hamlin. Top of your screen.
Just got into him just a little bit wrong right there, and it doesn't take a whole lot of just. I know you can shove and push, but you get that wrong angle. I'm not. Maybe let's rethink that. That looked. I'd like to see that again. Maybe had a tire go down.
But that's definitely the same 2 that was pushing and shoving a couple of laps before when they got into Montoya.
190 miles an hour, headed for the inside wall. Ryan Newman locks the brake, unlocks it, gasses it, keeps it off the wall.
Not sure about that left rear. You know, that all that damage down the left side, it could have knocked the valve stem off or cut a tire down a little bit.
Could have got a flat when he hit Montoya.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying when he got together.
Speaking of flats, that's Montoya's car. A lot of right front damage.
But here's a driver that hung out at the back with his teammate almost the entire race, and now with less than 15 to go on pit road tore up.
Newman has a couple of flats, but some of those are a result of that long slide from Jimmie Johnson.
Really hard to say, man. I mean, they're on the straightaway right there, and I've had these guys tell me these cars are hard to drive on the straightaway with somebody pushing you.
But Darrell, flat tire or not, how does he keep this car out of the wall again?
I don't know. Juan had a right front tire. I really believe that in Newman's case, just like we saw Juan's right front blow right there, I got to believe that Newman had a soft left rear or a left front one from the contact with Juan.
A lot of damage to Montoya's car. They put tires on it to try to keep him from losing another lap.
I don't think a fresh tire is going to fix that. There's something bad broke.
And I tell you something else, that 11 car, it's got a lot of bear bond on the front of it. And it could have caused it to hook the back of the 39 car.
Yeah, that bear bond's pretty sticky on both sides. 13 laps to go. A lot can still happen, and likely will. Don't leave. Believe it or not, after two wild incidents, Ryan Newman is still on the lead lap and still with a car that he can race. Here's the most recent one.
I really, as I looked at this on a second time, the 11 car has a lot of that tape on the nose. Also, the 39 has tape on the rear of his car that just didn't slide. I think he just whooped him around.
Well, we weren't the only ones impressed. Here's what Clint Boyer had to say.
Well, I don't know how he saved the first one. That Burton that about wrecked or who? It was Newman.
Well, he's still on the lead lap. Michael Waltrip got the free pass. 27 lead lap cars. It'll be 11 laps to go when they come to the stripe.
And as they say, folks, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Dave Blaney is the race leader, an Earnhardt Childress engine powering his Tommy Baldwin Chevrolet. Kurt Busch in the Penske Dodge, number 22. Martin Truex, Jeff Gordon, David Rudiman, Mark Martin, Harvick, Boyer, Menard, and Logano, the top 10.
A lot of these teammates are already hooked up together the way they're going to restart this race with 11 to go.
Kurt Busch needs some help. Blaney crosses down in front of the 22 and they hook up. But here comes the pole sitter, Jeff Gordon, with outside front row starter Mark Martin, or rather third place starter Mark Martin. Here they go to the lead.
And here come their other teammates back there, Jimmie Johnson in that 48 and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88 as well.
Steve.
Under caution, Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin talking back and forth. Their strategy very clear. Mark is going to push Jeff. Jeff said, we need to protect the bottom.
Well, they left it open long enough for Kevin Harvick and Clint Boyer to shoot through, and they have run a lot of laps at the front of this field together today.
Well, that's the race. And to me, the 29-33, the 24 and the 5, that's going to be the race. And then you got the 48 and the 88 up here. I'm not sure about them.
10 laps to go. Remember, Harvick and Boyer got separated on the last restart, and here was the comment.
Kevin, you got me? Yeah. I'm very happy with you, but let's go.
That's because Harvick left him for Burton the last time around.
Yeah, I thought you were going to dance with me, bud.
8 cars fighting, and now all 4 Hendrick cars are running 3, 4, 5, 6 in formation behind the 2 Childress cars, in front of the 2 Michael Waltrip cars.
Yeah, these 6 cars right here, the 4 Hendrick cars, the 2 Childress cars, they got the best cars. They got the speed.
9 to go this time. Jimmie Johnson up there in the 48. Dick Berggren talked to him in the pre-race. Restrictor plate racing has not been good to him these last couple of 3 years.
I kind of think it's interesting, though, the strategy of Kevin Harvick going to the top.
Rio, a movie that'll bring the world to its feet, now playing. And it's playing out here at Talladega. 8.5 laps to go. And there are still 16 cars within sight of the lead. And that pack keeps getting bigger.
And 16 drivers that think they can still win this thing.
To the front, once again, Dave Blaney. What a shot in the arm for Tommy Baldwin Racing this could be if he and Kurt Busch could prevail.
Boy, did you see how Harvick's car was dancing around with Boyer right there pushing him. Oh, boy.
10 drivers have won their first Sprint Cup race right here. Blaney is the leading contender to make that 11.
I'm just not sure about that strategy of running the high line to 29 to 33. Man, it's leaving a lot of room down below for people to go sailing by.
Blaney leads. Car owner Tommy Baldwin is up on the roof spotting for his driver. You see him, he's in a light blue shirt up there on the radio. Third man from the right. There he is, just poking in with a dark black cap and sunglasses.
He's got to be so proud, Larry. No matter what happens, he's got to be a proud man of what he's accomplished here today.
7 laps to go.
And we've got 20 drivers within 2 seconds of each other right now.
Kurt Busch pushed his then teammate Ryan Newman to a Daytona 500 victory.
You know what, Larry? I think the 88 and the 48, they may need to swap. I think the 88 in front is faster than the 48 in front of him.
Are we getting too late to swap, though? You lose a lot of time when you swap.
Well, yeah, we're running out of time, but they don't seem to have quite have enough speed.
You can stay up there for a while, but when you have to make the exchange, that will cost you. Matt.
Mike, that was the problem with Boyer and Harvick. Boyer felt like that their tandem was much better with Harvick pushing, so they made the exchange last time through the tri-oval.
24 cars all together again, running almost as close as the pace lap, except they're at over 180 miles an hour, and there are just 6 laps to go.
Coming back to 5 to go, you don't even look at that water temperature gauge. No. Swapping now will put you straight to the rear.
I wouldn't be changing radio channels or anything else, and here come those Roush cars.
And Gordon and Mark Martin back up through the middle, back out of the top 10. It's Carl and Greg Biffle, the 99 and 16, coming up the inside.
Right now, they're going to have to shake that 36 out of the lead, though, because he is holding court right there.
And he is holding close to that double yellow line. 5 to go this time for Dave Blaney.
3 wide behind them. Everybody jockeying for position and looking for a place from which they can run to the front in the final lap.
We just got to not make any mistakes here, because this is the race. This is the field.
And Darrell Kurt Busch in the 22, he got off of Dave Blaney in the 36. They're going to go from 1st or 2nd to about 18th or 19th.
Harvick and Boyer trying on the bottom.
Listen, they did the right thing. They realized they weren't fast enough with Kevin in the front. They made the swap, and now they're fighting back.
4 laps to go. Carl Edwards came in as the point leader. He leads this race by a car length. Krista.
And this was the plan all along, Mike, for Carl and Greg. With 20 to go, Greg told Carl, I know you're going to want to go hard, but we've got to wait till there's 4 or 5 laps to go. That's when we'll go, and we can win this race.
They're going as hard as they can, but Boyer is pulling a train up the outside.
What a great move, Larry. What a great call on Boyer's part. Let me lead, I'm faster, you push.
And they did it early enough, they're able to recover from it.
And they're fighting back. Oh, a car around. And
around goes Blaney.
He saved it. He saved it.
No yellow.
Hey, another great dirt track racer and a great dirt track save.
But what a heartbreak. As Blaney will not win today, they come to the line. 3 laps to go. Boyer in front of Harvick. Edwards 3rd, Biffle 4th, Jimmie Johnson, Earnhardt, Gordon, Martin, Truex, and Rudeman, the top 10.
Kurt Busch.
That is the 3rd car to spin off the front bumper of Kurt Busch today.
He's got something sticky on front of his car, too.
Guys, we'll be coming to 2 laps to go. We're not done yet. 85 lead changes.
Paul Menard trying to win his first Sprint Cup race.
Uh-oh. You know what those 2 up on the top are saying, don't you? Where'd they come from?
Carl Edwards in that 99, Greg Biffle in the 16. 2 to go this time.
And they timed that out pretty darn good, because time that Boyer and Harvick get back to them, it's going to be tight.
2 laps to go. Remember, 7 of the last 11 Talladega races decided by a last lap pass. Boyer and Harvick coming again on the high side.
Yeah, Boyer got real tight on the side of the 16 car, but it's paying off. Drag race down the back right there.
But they can't clear the Fords and protect the bottom because Edwards comes storming back on the inside.
Well, what else it does is opens the door for these 2 cats right here who have timed it out pretty darn good, coming to the white flag.
And there comes their teammates as well, Johnson and Earnhardt Jr. White flag this time.
Those have been the 2 best cars right there most of this race. They're just now showing it.
The bell lap, and the man who started up front leads it, Jeff Gordon.
But here comes the next 2 pair. These 2 cats right here, they may have timed it out too. Let's see what happened here in turn 3.
Don't forget Jimmie Johnson and Dale Jr., 5th and 6th. They are there. Which group will they go with? And will it help the Childress cars, or will it help Jeff Gordon to victory lane?
All bets are off. They get to the middle of the tri-oval.
Watch out down low.
Way down comes Johnson.
Good run.
He's got room. They're 3 wide. 3 by 3 to the line.
Johnson.
Maybe Jimmie Johnson.
I believe he got him by an inch.
2 1/1000ths of a second he beat Boyer.
Okay, a 1/16 of an inch.
Have you ever?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
No, we have not.
I have never seen anything like that. Woohoo! What a finish.
That's how you do your teammates, man. Go up and congratulate them. Both y'all won that race. Both y'all.
An unbelievable finish where Jimmie Johnson had just enough room between the 2 cars on the inside and the double yellow line, because crossing that would have cost him the race. He had the room. He made it work.
It's amazing how things will work out sometime for you, and sometime that time it worked to perfection. Watch this.
Jeff Gordon watching Boyer, seeing if he can beat Boyer. Left just enough room on the inside for Johnson and Earnhardt. Right there in the tri-oval, it's Boyer's race.
Yeah, it looks like Boyer's pulling ahead, but then all of a sudden they hit that wall of air. Here comes the 48.
But Darrell, the start-finish line here is 1,000 feet further. And look how close it is, 4 wide at the wire.
That is just a beautiful thing right there. 2, 4, 6, 8 cars.
So close, we can hardly capture it with our stop-motion camera. There's a look at it, and there is the margin. Darrell, this so reminds me of 1981, when you're looking over at Terry Labonte to make sure you beat him. Today, Jimmie Johnson was the Ron Bouchard of 1981 who swept to the inside and won it.
Mark Martin saw the 48 coming, but he couldn't do anything about it.
Jimmie Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. never left each other all day. And look at the Exmo, the Fox Exmo look of the finish as Jimmie looks for the checkered flag at the start-finish line. Any of those 8 cars could have won it. Jimmie Johnson did. Welcome back to Talladega. Jimmie Johnson celebrates. Entering turn 3, he was 5th. At the finish line, he was 1st. He and Dale Earnhardt Jr. celebrate Johnson's win. Here they are coming down the back straightaway, 5th and 6th.
I think what really helped them was when 24 and the 5 got side by side, and the 33 and the 29. They gave the 48 and the 88, Jimmie Johnson and Dale Jr., that gave him a real suck right up to the back of this foursome right here. Now, when these 4 cars are running side by side, you've got to find a place to go. Thought about the outside, but knew he couldn't do it. Right here, Mark Martin could have maybe saved the win for Jeff Gordon, but he didn't get down in front of Johnson quick enough. Johnson got to suck off of all those cars, beat everybody to the line first.
Look at Carl Edwards. He was 3 car lengths back exiting turn 4, and he almost gets to Johnson at the finish line. Jimmie picked up the flag from the starter and brought it to his teammate and wingman, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
That's sweet right there, boys.
This ties the Ricky Craven Kurt Busch finish at Darlington for the closest margin of victory since the advent of electronic scoring in the Sprint Cup Series.
We were there
at Darlington, 2003. Rick Hendrick congratulates his driver. Here's Dick Berger in victory lane.
And Jimmie Johnson has just now pulled into victory lane. As it gets just a little wet down here, Jimmie, walk us through that last lap and tell us how you drove the car to win the race. That was Jimmie cleaning our lens.
Man, I thought we were in trouble. Something happened with like 2 to go, and we got disconnected and had a really tough time here in Junior on the radio. So I didn't know what he was saying or what he needed, but we were disconnected, and I got us back together, and I think he was overheating. But we got hooked up and rolling, and then all of a sudden it was just 2 groups in front of us. Had a big run down the back. I thought at the bottom they protected it, and then I just rode through 3 and 4, and I'm like, we'll get another chance, I hope. And they were worried about each other in the 2nd and 3rd lane and left that bottom open, and we had some big mo on our side, and off we went. So it's great to have a planned workout. I mean, we agreed to work together. Really, we wanted to in Daytona, it just didn't work out. But this 48-88 shop is awesome, and I can't thank these guys enough. Can't thank Junior enough. He made the decision that my car was faster leading, and the way these things have been finishing up, that lead car is going to have the win. So in some respects, he was more worried about the team having a good performance than anything, and very responsible for this win today. So big thanks to Lowe's, the fans, my fans, all these fans out here watching this race. And looks like we're going to have a little fun tonight. These guys are getting rowdy.
Looks like the guy who gets the checkered flag doesn't get to keep it. You gave it away.
Well, I got it, and I gave it to him. He goes, I don't want it. I said, well, I got to give you something. Here, thanks. So he's got the checkered flag over there, and can't wait to tilt the cold one back with him and thank him for good job done today.
All right, congratulations, Jimmie Johnson. Job well done. Chris?
All right, thanks, Dick. The Dominator is back. Actually, he never went that far away, but 15 races without a win for Jimmie Johnson. 5-time working on a 6th Sprint Cup championship. Pretty impressive with Jeff Hammond. Chris Myers here from the Hollywood Hotel. He led 14 laps, and kind of a classy move there, and officially 2 1,000ths of a second, so it was that close. As you saw, you pointed out to me that Mark Martin, though, had a chance with Jeff Gordon maybe to get him across the finish line ahead of Jimmie.
Well, I just saw the separation right there, and as the cars went underneath the start-finish line, it looked like Mark had gotten disconnected from the 24 car. I know that really hurts these guys as far as keeping that momentum going, but Mark did a great job getting Jeff to the front and almost getting him to victory lane. So right there at the end, I mean, everybody's kind of racing for themselves, but man, I'll tell you what, I've been here a lot of times, but I've never seen a win that close with that many cars at the start-finish line. Unbelievable.
And Steve Burns is with the guy who helped push, got Jimmie across that finish line. Steve?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. talking to his crew chief, Steve Letarte. Another good finish for this race team. Dale, this is a track and a race that ultimately requires teamwork more so than any other. Talk about all you could do at the end.
Well, I was more comfortable pushing Jimmie, and I think we're the faster combination that way than me leading. And for some reason, when I was leading, I would drive off his nose, and even running quarter throttle, I'd just get away from him, and we couldn't stay together. So we just kind of hung in there, and we got clear of the pack coming to the white, and I told Jimmie this to not lift no matter what, and he was telling me, all right, man, we're going to, it looks like the middle, no, not the middle, we're going to the bottom. And I just tried to stay in the back of him without wrecking him. We come through the travel, and I lost the nose. When we got on the inside of Mark and behind the 48, I lost the nose and doored Mark and about wrecked myself. But somehow or another, I was able to give Jimmie enough of a shove to get through there, and You know, if I couldn't win the race, I was wanting Jimmie to win the race because I'd worked with him all day long, and he's my teammate. And I'm proud to be driving for Hendrick Motorsports, and it was a great finish, a great weekend for us to be able to qualify like we did, to be able to race like we did. We got awesome engines. They build great cars, and we all finished very well today, and that's a tribute to the craftsmanship we have back in Charlotte. I want to thank my sponsors, National Guard and Amp Energy. Thank you, Dale. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. The last two spring Talladega races, Jimmie Johnson didn't even finish the race. He only led 14 laps here, and on that last caution he was 13th, but shot up to the front, and with what became the 88th lead change that ties the record for lead changes set in this race last year. Jimmie Johnson, your winner.
I mean, the thing right now, these guys had a plan at Hendrick today to protect themselves, be around at the end, and in the end, they were there when it mattered the most to be able to help one another and put on one exciting finish.
Kurt Busch wound up 18th. Seemed like every time there was a wreck, he was somehow in or around the activity. And Jamie McMurray, who had a plan to lay back with Juan Pablo Montoya and make a move, got caught up in some traffic, some mishaps there. Dave Blaney, the Blaneyacks, disappointed in Ohio, rooting for what would have been his first win in 370 career starts.
No, it was an incredible run right there for Tommy Baldwin and Dave Blaney in that number 36 car. They came up a little bit short, but it was a wild day for a lot of different people.
And this is how it finished. Another fantastic finish. But Jimmie Johnson, his 54th career win, tying him for 9th all-time with Lee Petty. More NASCAR on Fox Live from Talladega. We'll hear from some other drivers here in just a moment.
I thought we had it. Damn it! .002 we beat you by. Well, that was wild.
Clint Boyer, who finished second, 2/100,000ths of a second behind the winner. He led the most laps, 38. He led 15 different times, but Jimmie Johnson celebrating with family in victory lane. And let's check in with Boyer. And our Matt Yoakum is standing by.
Last fall, he went to victory lane, almost scored another Talladega win. You had the game plan working. Is there anything you could have done different?
We did everything we could do. The BB&T Chevrolet, she did everything she could do. It just circumstances, man. I saw them coming in the mirror, you know, even through Kevin, and I knew, I was like, 24, better block him, guys, better block him, guys, and they were too worried about racing us, yeah, as we were them. Just all hell broke loose is exactly what just happened, but that's what makes this place awesome. You know, it is a good finish for us. Very frustrated that we didn't get to win, but man, I tell you, I hope the fans enjoyed that finish. That's what Talladega is all about, and that's why these people come out by the hundreds of thousands for this place. Just want to thank Cheerios, Hamburger Helper, American Ethanol. Didn't thank him last week. Everybody on board the 33 car, we appreciate it. Thanks.
So much information to digest and trying to work out a plan. At one point, you and Harvick were trying to work out a plan for the restart, and then you'd worked out a plan with Burton behind you, some confusion.
Yeah, well, I hated, you know, Kevin wanted me to work with them, and Billy did, and I'd worked with 31 all day long with Jeff, and I just didn't feel like it was right to leave him hanging right there. So I did, and then the caution that didn't happen, Ryan Newman spun and didn't wreck, and we stayed green, and me and Burton got separated, and thank God Kevin, you know, stayed in the gas, and we got bunched back up. But it was fun, just come up a little short.
Fun meter high, he's second. Talladega.
Clint Boyer 10th in points after 8 races of 36 that matter. Jimmie Johnson moves up to 2, his best position so far this season. Carl Edwards maintains the top spot. Junior up to 3.
I tell you, that's what's impressive right now. Dale Earnhardt Jr., all of a sudden, he is a factor now in the race for this chase, along with Carl Edwards and guys like Jimmie Johnson. This could be a classic battle all the way down to the end.
And remember, the top 10 in, and then if you win a race, that moves you past just where the points are. Jeff Gordon has that going for him. Kyle Busch lost 4 spots. Matt Kenseth lost 5 for some of the guys who got involved in mishaps earlier through the day in Talladega. Let's head upstairs for some final thoughts from Darrell, Larry, and Mike.
How do 4 cars running nose to tail, each with a pusher, kind of single file into turn 3, end up 4 abreast over here at the finish line?
And 8 cars. 8 cars. I mean, they would have been 8. They would have been 4 abreast, but the 99 ran out of room on the outside. I've never seen a finish like that at Talladega, where that many cars coming to the line that close together. Unbelievable.
When you can't pick a winner 100 feet from the finish line, you got a heck of a sport.
Well, you do, and that has to be big for Jimmie Johnson and that 48 team, because only one top 5 finish in their last 13 restrictor plate races. For years, since the late 60s when Bill France Sr. built this place, people went, how come he put the start-finish line way down there? I think we got another reason why he did it today.
Remember what I said at the opening?
Yep.
I say boogity, 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 but when the race is over with, I might be saying, unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable.
So now, Chris, 8 of the last 12 Talladega races have been decided by a last lap pass.
And that one we can watch over and over, and it might change. Jeff Gordon certainly a little bit disappointed drive home, but how about some of the saves? And Ryan Newman wound up 25th, but just terrific here, maintaining his car.
I mean, he gets a little bump from the 11 to Denny Hamlin, gets turned sideways, then he gets kind of straightened out by Juan Pablo Montoya. But the other part was he saves it here, Chris, but he comes off of turn 2 down the back straightaway, and all of a sudden he gets hooked again in the back end by the 11 car. This time he looks like for sure he's going to hit the inside wall, but somehow or another he keeps it off the wall one more time.
Finished on the lead lap. Chris Devoda caught up with him.
Well, this one had a lot of highlights, and 2 of the biggest, actually, were both Ryan Newman's. Talk about those saves.
First one was really big. The second one was pretty big, but just luck. I mean, you kind of got
skill. That's all luck.
You kind of got to know what to do, but a lot of it's just luck. I mean, if the wall was 6 foot closer in the backstretch, we would have hit it. So it's just luck, you know. But you know, just proud of the guys. It wasn't the finish that we wanted or deserved, but we survived it, and that's better than we were last year. So just you know, happy with the speed of the car and the performance of the guys. Everything else, just wrong place, wrong time.
You realize you could teach a class though on those saves.
Unfortunately, yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan.
Krista busy as the continuation of the celebration. You know, it was funny, Dave Blaney led here, had a chance to pull this out, 370 races and hoping for that first career win. He ended up leading 21 laps, the second most in this race, and disappointment the way it wound up. He had a nice run, and Krista ran over and talked to Dave Blaney.
Well, this one is very bittersweet for Dave Blaney and Tommy Baldwin Racing. I know we're a sport that's statistics and results, but there was something much more going on today. Do you leave here confident with momentum or just disappointed?
Pretty much just disappointed. If it's over now and can't get it back, and you know, just had a good chance to have a really good day and accomplish something, and just got away, you know. But that's the nature of this racing a little bit. Man, we had such a fast car with somebody pushing us, and man, I can't thank Golden Corral enough, and Tommy and all the guys, and ECR engine especially looked like they were awesome today. And yeah, I don't know, I just, you know, everybody was going hard there, and I had to check up just a little bit. I had a big run, but I kind of showed it to the 5 and 24 too soon, and they blocked, and I had to lift. And nothing Kurt's wanting to go. It wasn't anything he did, but it was fun while it lasted.
What about that amazing save too? Were you even amazed that you saved it when you did?
It was over by then. I was just mad. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just didn't drive it. I just let it go, and it saved itself. If I'd have tried to save it, I wrecked it. So I don't know. This is hurt. It's gonna hurt for a while.
We see it in your face, but a great run for Dave Blaney.
Thanks, Krista. He was hoping to become the 11th first-time winner in his career at this track, but here's the finish again with the Childress cars, with the Hendrick cars, and Kevin Harvick, the closer, couldn't close this one out. Kevin winds up 5th as Jimmie Johnson edges out Clint Boyer and Jeff Gordon. Our Matt Yoakum spoke with Happy Harvick.
A wild finish. The e-ticket and fun meter was definitely high. Coming down to the last lap, you and Boyer, you made the exchange earlier. You felt you were better pushing him. Anything you guys could have done differently to try to put it in RCR car in victory lane again?
At that point, you just push as hard as you can. We tried to back up a little bit there on the 24 and the 5, and never saw the 99 and 16 coming at the finish. And I really thought, I didn't know where the 48 and the other guy, I don't know who was pushing him, but I don't know where they were going to go. But you just push for all your might there at the end, and at the end, you know, if the 48 would have just locked up behind us, we'd have been in the right line, but he went to the bottom and had a lane down there and won the race. So just all you can ask for here is a chance, and everybody on our Budweiser Chevy did a great job, and when it's rolling at the finish, you usually have a good finish.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you.
Kevin Harvick winding up 5th. We're going to talk with Jeff Gordon, who looked like he was going to win it, but wound up 3rd. We'll continue from Talladega, NASCAR on Fox, where Jimmie Johnson, for the first time this year, is in victory lane. Promotional considerations provided by You travel 500 miles at Talladega, and this is how you decided one of the closest finishes in the history of NASCAR. Period, full stop, 2 1/1000ths of a second, and Jimmie Johnson is just a blur, but he winds up winning. Jeff Gordon, the pole sitter, who led 9 laps and was right there at the end, finished third. Steve Burns is with Gordon.
Well, Jeff, I heard you commiserating to an extent with Mark Martin once you guys crossed the start-finish line. It's hard to describe to the fans what that finish was like.
Yeah, you know, you can't always control what position you're in, but, I mean, we took the lead, you know, coming to the white flag. It was just a little bit too early, but we had the momentum. We got the pass done, and we had to just ride it out from that point on. And, you know, we blocked the bottom, and the 29, the 33 got on the outside of us, and we were maintaining there. It's kind of a drag race, and that just opened up the slot for the guys behind us to get momentum and get to the inside of us. So we could have maybe tried to block it, but you know, I'm pretty happy with our drive to Hunger Chevrolet. Don't forget to text Hunger to 50555. Mark Martin was an awesome teammate today, and I thought there at the end, the fans couldn't ask for a better show than that with 10:15 to go.
From the driver's seat, Jeff, is it a frustrating way to race? Do you just have to be patient and understand it's 188 laps? From your point of view, what's the toughest part of it?
Well, that's the thing. It's really about a 25-lap race, and so, you know, you're just, some guys chose to get up there and mix it up more during the day. We had a plan coming in that, you know, that's not worked for us in the past, and we just need to stay out of trouble. And we almost got, you know, caught back there one time, and I thought we were going to go a lap down because we got too far back. But the caution came out. We maintained about 5 or 6 seconds from that point on. And trust me, that's not easy to do. You know, it's harder than you think trying to maintain that gap. But when it was time to go, we went, and it's part of this racing, but it's part of what has happened to us. We've just been so many wrecks recently that we just wanted to try to keep our car, you know, in one piece as much as we can, as far to the end as possible.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Sound like you battled a little bit of a sore throat or a cold there as the celebration continues for Jeff Gordon's teammate and the Jimmie Johnson 48 crew. In 2 weeks, Saturday night at Richmond, under the lights, Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. They have dominated this race, and Joe Gibbs Racing could use it. And the pre-race show delivered by Pizza Hut gets things going at 7 Eastern in high definition on Fox.
But the thing is right now, Chris, we've had 7 different winners in 8 races. I can't believe we won't roll into Richmond and possibly looking at another different winner. As you already mentioned, Denny Hamlin, he needs to get a win. A lot of things have been going on, but to me, Richmond is just going to be a continuation of what we saw today.
And they could use a week off to catch their breath after the finish today. Next Saturday, Fox Baseball, you'll want to check out some of the action, the Braves and the Giants, also the Cardinals and the Reds, White Sox, Tigers. Note the start time, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, and check for the game and the time in your area. Tonight on Fox, it's an all-new American Dad. And on the Cleveland show, Snoop Dogg and Tony Hawk make an appearance. It all starts at 7 Eastern on Fox. And for more of this race and coverage from Talladega, you can check out our friends over at Speed that always bring you the best in racing. And Jimmie Johnson, who had an appearance on the Fox show Breaking In, well, that show happens to air this Wednesday. It's the sitcom starring Christian Slater as Jimmie Johnson breaks out with his first victory of this year. For Jeff Abbott, I'm Chris Myers. Our entire production crew, have a great Easter holiday. We'll see you in a couple of weeks from Richmond. Take care.